We are in, friends.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Dungeons and Designers. I am Sebastian, and I'm joined by my lovely friends today. I have Autumn, who's going to be playing Karis. I've got Bex, who's going to be playing Pain. I have Lisa, who's going to be playing Shaka. I've got Dan, who's playing Cell. And, of course, I've got Suchin, who's going to be playing Amelia. So, this crew, last time we were all playing together, two of them snuck into the prison to do a little bit of recon because they're going to try to break this guy out of prison. While that was happening, some of the other folks were visiting an alchemist they knew in the south end of the city to hopefully brew up some poisons and potions that would help them on this prison break. Whilst there, they were assaulted by a tiefling and two guards, or two other sort of enforcers, rough and tumble people, who burned down the alchemist's place in search of something. Not quite sure what that is yet. While both Amelia and Payne were infiltrating the prison and pushing further and further in to scope out the security of this location. Well, Shaka had taken the alchemist himself and absconded to the northern part of the city, where they're going to take him to a safe house beneath the city in the sewers to keep him from getting hurt. So that was where we had left off last time, sort of in media res. So who would like to hop in first? Because I know we've got a lot of different threads happening all at once here. Do we want to start with Payne and Amelia?
I vote Shaka because she kind of needs to
Shaka to get, yeah, okay, yeah. Shaka, give me a stealth check, please, to start. And, of course, I need to get my dice. Oh, you know what? I'll roll right here.
That is a dirty 20.
Ooh. Nice. You have a plus 12 to stealth, Shaka?
I do.
Jesus.
we got a natural 19 from the alchemist. So, as the manhole above you guys slid over and slams down, you guys climb down the ladder into the sewers and make your way to the engineer's office. That's your makeshift safe house for now. You guys make it in, and he is out of breath and he is freaked out. I still don't know what they wanted, or if it was something somebody sold me out. I'm not really quite sure what this problem was, but we have to rectify it in some way. I need to speak to my contacts.
You may just calm down. You may want to take a moment to think. It's possible that your contacts might have had something to do with this. Is there anyone you know you can trust, a third party, that you might be able to contact to look into this for you?
My only other real contact that I trust is Terramir, and I don't know if she's involved.
I don't think she is. But I don't know her that well. We can look into that for you. Just lay low. Don't reach out to anybody. We don't want to give away your location or tip them off.
Okay, I will do a little bit of thinking. I may just need to stay here for a little while, at least until things sort of blow over.
Understandable. We have to take care of our little problem. Once we get that fixed, maybe we can look into this for you as well.
Okay. He sits
I
down.
certainly would like to know why I almost got shanked.
It did seem strange. They were dressed darkly, led by a tiefling. My first thought is Glenmire, but the enforcers, I didn't recognize them. Maybe there's something else going on here. I just don't understand why me?
It's a good question. I don't know much about what you do. I don't know much about who you work with. Perhaps there's someone that you've been in contact with that might have been started all of this?
I do have a reputation as someone who can get difficult regions for poisons. That's a big part of my value to Terramir, because she wants to catalog and know which poisons are coming in and out of the city, and with my reputation, I can make sure that they're accounted for.
Maybe that has something to do with this. Maybe they think you have something, or they know of something that you have that they wanted?
I think that might be it. I've always maintained a good relationship with most of my clientele. We keep things very professional. I'm afraid that the wrong person got the wrong impression from what it is that I do. And I'm starting to think that maybe they have some thought that I had something to do with something that I did not.
It could be as simple as they know exactly what you really do, but they are hoping to strong-arm you into doing something else. But it could also just be that they know that you could have access to something, or that you got something recently that they want for something, I'm assuming nefarious, given what went down. Is there anything you've received recently that might be particularly rare or extra dangerous that you could see someone using for something bad?
Make a persuasion check.
It's an 8.
Ooh.
Oh, sorry, that's a -1. Not a -1, natural 1. There we go. That's the right N word.
He goes, Not that I can think of.
Well, no judgment, given what it is I do for a living. But perhaps think on it some more, and if you come up with anything, maybe that'll give you an idea of where we should start looking later.
Okay. I'll stay here for now, and maybe we could get me back to the shop in a day or two so I could pick up a few things. There are things there that I don't want certain folks to see.
There might not really be anything left.
Oh. Okay.
And that might not be the best idea because they'll probably expect you to go back. But perhaps we could help with that too.
I need some time to think.
I'm really sorry about that.
He sort of slumps, heads over to that kind of canted desk towards the corner near some of those bent lockers that sort of rise in a almost kind of sideways, misshapen lean, and
Got you out
sits down.
safely, right?
What'd you say?
We got you out safely, right?
Yes, and I'm thankful. I have my life, and that's what's important. Thank you for helping me out of there. I didn't thank you, and I was rude. Thank you. I could be in there right now. That might be worse.
You don't need to thank me or worry about not having thanked me yet. I mean, it was kind of a mad dash to get you to safety, so I can see why it would slip your mind.
Have you heard from any of your friends?
You can see that, or he can see that Shaka's tail is kind of twitching a little bit in agitation. Not yet. And she kind of looks over her shoulder. If you're all right, snacks are over there.
Okay.
Beverages there, alcoholic, water, whatever you need. I can totally understand if you need something stiff.
He looks over and it looks like there's a couple of various glass containers that are filled with a bunch of different fluids, and a few of them are water, and the water looks a little brackish, and he just goes, I think I'll stick with the alcohol. After a day like today, I think I'm
pretty sure it's some strong moonshine, but it'll do you good. I'm gonna go check on them.
Okay. As you start to leave, you hear thump, and then oh, that is foul. You continue. So as you begin to head up to the surface level, give me another stealth check as you leave.
Uh, 27.
27. So as a sort of, to give you guys a point of reference when this is happening, at about this time, Payne is circling the island, sort of on a course to circle around to the top of the island again. Mm-hmm. You guys have just now finished the battle, and Shaka, you're now coming up out of the sewers. With the 27, you were fairly certain in the early morning of about 2 a.m. That you are unseen. As you rise to the street level, there's the low sound of machinery far off to the south of the city. A couple of crows calling back and forth. There's the bit of a hum that runs along the Hydra line, that tram service, that the charged cables with lightning energy buzz and hum slightly and sizzle throughout the night. Outside of that, it is quiet.
I will start making my way back kind of towards the building, and I will actually just before I come out, I will have taken on the appearance of a goblin. Just kind of everyday attire, nothing too much to stand out. Just
okay.
A goblin.
Okay.
Either going to or from work.
Kind of a dirty shirt, suspenders, hardened leather work boots. And as you pass through the city, you begin to blend in fairly well with the few of the other early risers who are now heading to work as well, towards the Foundry District, as a matter of fact. So, you begin to pass on through the city. You're heading south, correct? You're heading back to the alchemist shop?
Yes. And
Okay.
as soon as I start getting closer, I'm going to start randomly kind of throwing off message spells. Just Karis? Karis, are you there?
Karis, you get a ping as you guys are fleeing from, as you guys had ducked into an alleyway, changed your appearances, if I'm not mistaken, and begun to head north. Is that correct? Am I remembering that correctly?
Was it north?
Us?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you two. Or were you guys heading towards
We
the
hadn't
docks?
we hadn't left the scene yet.
Oh, okay. Well, then let's wrap that up real quick, and
Yeah.
and we'll get you guys on the same timeline. So, you guys are on the exterior of this burning building. Is that correct? As there's like a greenish plume of green and yellow flame that rises now in this kind of brackish, like is the word of the day apparently. In this thick sort of fetid smelling mist that now rises straight out of the center of this area. You guys can now. Who's the highest passive perception here?
I've got a 20.
Okay, through this little bit of a residential part of the Foundry District that's kind of tucked along that wall that separates this part of the city from Old Jotunform, you can see there are windows backlit with shapes of people in them in the surrounding buildings, as that explosion has definitely gotten the attention of the locals.
I'm gonna turn to Karis and say, "Hey, I'm gonna do something, and I don't think you're gonna like it."
Just do what you're gonna do. I don't tell me you're gonna do something bad and then do something bad. Just do the thing.
Got it. I'll be right back. And then I'm gonna pick up the head of the guy that I decapitated. I'm
Okay.
gonna look at it, study it for a little while, and then drag both the head and the body into the flames and toss them in. And then,
Okay.
ideally covered by the flames, switch into that person.
Okay, so as a note, by this point, the building is completely consumed.
Perfect.
It is completely consumed in flames. To be able to, so you're going to try to be backlit by the flames, so they can't quite see you and shapeshift.
Yeah.
Is that the idea? Okay. Okay, you do so. The rain is still pouring down around you guys, and it is obscuring you guys slightly. Give me a stealth check or a deception check to try to maneuver in such a way.
I'll do deception. Can't hurt.
Okay,
23.
23. So you drag the body in. You try to, as you bend down, you're masking your change, kind of going almost limb by limb, changing your body and your proportions to this red-skinned hobgoblin. Your hair grows longer, kind of greasy. Your eyes become more sallow, teeth pointed.
Before, oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
Before dumping him in, can I just check for any sort of like identifying marks or if he's got parchment on him, etc.? Because he's the only one who's not currently on fire from that group or disappeared.
Yes, yeah, that's right. That's right. As you pour through, he is in possession of what looks like a silvery like hook shape that is encircled by a hexagonal shape. It looks to be a Glenmire badge.
But it's slightly different. Is that what
Slightly
you're getting
different.
at, or it looks like it because it is, or it looks like
It looks like a different type of Glenmire badge.
Gotcha,
You're,
cool.
you're not used to seeing the hexagonal shape on the outside of it.
Gotcha. I'm gonna take that for sure, and then pin that on.
You just have you look like a military leader in like a fascist country where it's just like medals all the way down your side of like every
Well,
denomination and type.
I'm taking the other ones off. You know, it's just like To quote Slim Shady, I am whoever you say I am. Sorry, what did you say?
So you tuck that away. You're going to put that on the outside of your shirt because you are currently representing. Just throw it inside.
It was.
Wherever it was on him. You sort of searched through and found it. It's the only thing of value he really had on him. He had a couple of silver on him that were like tucked into a lining. Just let it burn. He'll need it to cross river Styx anyway. So the two of you now you did drag that body into the flames, but I want you to both keep in mind that you are being watched by folks in this plaza currently. And if I recall, and I might have neglected this last time, but you do begin to hear the sirens of the constable wagons in the distance as they begin to head towards the explosion.
After making my transformation, I'm gonna like kind of come out of the flames, like I'm alive! I'm alive!
Okay, make a deception check.
What? I grab my scimitar and I'm like,
Natural 20.
So
33. Yeah.
33. So, it's pretty goddamn convincing. As two men enter the flames and one emerges, and it's not one that the folks in the windows likely recognize as that person was beheaded. So now a different.
Well, I kept the head separately. I'm like, that was a hidden thing because I didn't want to make that, a prominent thing.
Together.
As previously mentioned, Karis would not like it.
So they don't really know what the hell to think of in this whole scenario here. It looks confusing as hell through the rain and through the flames. As this man shouts, "I'm alive! I'm alive!" This hobgoblin, dressed in dark clothing, dressed like an enforcer, as he begins to walk away from the flames. Karis, what are you doing?
I chase after the guy and I go to grab him in a headlock.
Okay.
Because I'm that tall, lanky human, right? So
I assume.
I grab him. I go, "Who are you? And where'd you come from?"
I'm gonna say in my normal cell voice, "You look dumb right now."
So?
Yeah,
why
dude.
You're supposed to tell me when you're gonna do that kind of thing.
I literally did. I said I'm gonna do something that you won't like.
But you didn't say that you were gonna turn into the guy that we just killed.
That's the assumption. Let's go.
Okay.
People just can't bring their heads back.
As you guys begin to duck into the alleyways, almost immediately a horseless wagon, a horseless carriage pulls up with what looks like massive ale barrels in the back, and a team of gentlemen and ladies dressed in robes. And as they disembark, somebody hops up to the top and pulls off the top of one of these big drums, and immediately you see they begin to cast, and they look like magic firefighters. Basically, they're pulling water with control water through the back of these barrels, and then attempting to douse it onto the flames. And as they begin doing their work, you guys disappear into an alleyway heading north, and it's right around this time that you begin to start hearing pings from Shaka.
Shaka? You can respond to this message.
Are you okay?
Oh,
we
give me stealth checks, by the way. Shaka, I'm sorry, not Shaka. Karis and Cell, please.
Stealth.
26.
Stealth.
28.
Okay. Gone. Into the wind, into the night. So, anyway, back to Shaka and Karis.
Yeah, we're okay. We're heading north. Where are you?
I'm making my way back. I dropped off our friend. He's safe.
Okay, good. Cause his place is not so safe.
Yeah, we heard an explosion.
You look back at the column of green smoke and flame into the sky.
So if you see that column of smoke, we're just north of that by about a block and a half. Near what are we near?
Looking on the map, you guys, what are we near? We're near the alchemist, you know.
Near the alchemist place. You can find us there if you search really, really hard and get lucky.
You guys are currently... You guys can't see any of those pings, can you? I attempted to show them to you, but I didn't bring them up.
Briefly could see the one that said Rose Ward, but now I can't see any of them.
That's a bummer.
I can see your icon. Okay, there we go.
That's where the alchemist is. So you guys are,
Okay.
you're like right about here, basically.
Okay.
Cool.
So yeah, just to the north and maybe the west slightly. Just slightly.
Gotcha. I'll be right there.
Alright.
And Shaka is going to adjust her course so that she'll intercept Karis himself.
Okay, you're familiar enough with the city that you're able to basically you move along one of the main pathways and then duck into an alleyway as you get towards the Foundry District, as a bunch of these taller warehouses and these wide, squat buildings with a lot of those tall, vast pipes that run across the city and also run into the ocean. They run across the top of the city. The rooftops all at different sizes and buildings all different sort of arrangements. It looks like this part of the city has been built up over years and years and years as different engineers retrofitted this part of the city for different tasks. Looks like it was once some kind of almost like a barracks that was then turned and retrofitted into some kind of large foundry structure that was then turned into an alchemist's lair that was then turned into something else. And so these buildings have been all this metal and piping grafted on the outside of these old stone structures that are just stained with a millennia of soot. As you duck down through these alleyways, passing nets, giant crates, barrels, boxes all throughout the alleyways, you begin to see a tall, lanky human and a hobgoblin off in the distance through the rain and mist. You can tell by the way the one is walking. It's probably Garrus.
Why is that human on his tippy toes?
Right?
I'll just silently come up beside Karis. So, you guys had a night.
Oh, hey. We did. Yeah. Yeah. That was intense. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. That was close. Yeah.
Do we have any idea what that was about?
No. Not maybe Cell does? Hey, Cell. Got any theories on what that was?
Well, something to do with Glenmar. That boy, the one that cast that fire, looked I don't know, special. With I'm just thinking back to everything that Payne's mentor said about it being someone who might be the real Saris, honestly, because it seemed like there's been a few people in our story that haven't known or haven't believed that the person that we dealt with in the Leaning Giant was the real Saris. I'm starting to think that person who came for the alchemist might have been either him or someone who knows him. Seems too coincidental. Something weird is happening.
So, should we question the alchemist some more? Or I mean, should we question the alchemist at all? Because I don't know that Shirka did. Metagaming.
Yeah, I mean,
I asked him a few questions. He didn't,
Oh.
off the top of his head, know what was going on. He didn't seem to recognize who they were or know who they were affiliated with. It might have something to do with his work. Maybe he got something that they wanted. He was a little... I asked him if there was anything he had that they might want, but he didn't seem to think that there was. I asked him to think on it. just in case.
Did he seem,
I don't know if I was all that
did
persuasive.
he seem sneaky? I mean, there's a lot of kind of sneaky people in this place, so...
He didn't seem sneaky, but he might have been a little worried to divulge something to a stranger such as myself. I have a reputation too.
Yeah, you do. Actually, we like it.
But perhaps when we're done with our little mission here, Taramir might be able to shed some light, or give us at least an idea of where we might look. I, for one, would like to know why some strangers showed up and tried to kill us.
Did they? I'm a little hazy on the sequence of events, but
Didn't they?
I mean, they did, but we can't. I think somebody shot first. That's.
Well, to be fair,
yeah.
I didn't stick around to find out. Sorry, guys. I figured I should get him to safety.
No, that's a good play. That was a very smart thing. I probably wouldn't.
We didn't start the fire, for sure.
Yeah, it didn't really seem your style. I'm glad you're both safe. You are safe, right? Are either of you hurt?
Very.
I took a little bit of hits, but I can continue on.
I walk over to Sel and kind of look up. Do you mind? And I reach out and I'm going to cast Cure Wound.
I'll kneel down.
I'll kind of put my hand on his forehead.
Sel, you're a little
I will
hot.
cast at third level.
Nice.
I'm gonna roll a charisma check, saving throw to see if I cry.
It's
18.
24.
I'm good. Steely as always.
Yeah, but make a deception check.
Okay.
You get 24.
The lowest I
outside.
could roll is a 23.
Yeah, remember her passive is a 26. Okay, so you get 23 hit points back? Is that what you said? 24?
24.
24 hit
Well,
points
my
back.
passive
Okay.
perception is 26. My passive insight is only a 15.
Oh, wow, okay. All
I
right.
got a 29.
So as the three of you now are gathered in this alleyway, the rain's still pouring down around you. You can hear the sounds of as giant globules of water are being dropped on top of this massive fire that is now spreading in the alchemist's little plaza area. You guys are going to start heading north. Where do you want to go?
Should we check in with the alchemist and try to find out more information?
Well, do we know what happened with Payne and Amelia?
Presumably, we'll all meet up back at the safe house, right?
Yeah, maybe we should just head back there. It is safe because it's a safe house. So,
Do you want me to grab the alchemist and I'll meet you guys there?
He's already there.
Oh, right. Sorry. Let's meet him there.
you look real dumb right now.
So, as you guys begin to head north, Payne and Amelia, if we remember, the two of you were pushing in through this stock room, and we're having a conversation on those stairs, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Let me see where we're at.
Amelia
Yes.
was pressing our luck, I believe.
So you had seen a dark shape run off to the run off around the corner. You checked around the corner, I believe.
Yeah, I went up and peered down the hallway and then squinted my eyes, but I couldn't tell what was on the other end of the hallway. So I'm like, I think all we saw were just dark shapes moving about.
Yeah, you saw dark shapes moving about. You're not sure of the number of dark shapes. You're not sure of what kind of creature type the dark shapes were. Just that there was a. Let me turn this harbor down here. Just that there was a dark shape moving about, and then you heard the kind of the crashing of like pots and pans and stuff like that in the further down the hallway, further than you had gone.
And what time is it approximately?
It is about. We're just about synced up now, so it's about 2 a.m.
Got it. Well, we should probably get back to the others, right? It's getting late, and I think we've pressed our luck far enough.
Yes. I still look like Dave Bautista.
But with your voice.
Sun shifter. Yeah, we probably should get back. I think we've found maybe all that we can find for now.
The guard is still sleeping, right?
Make a perception check.
Okay. You'll never guess what I rolled.
A 1.
A 3, so that's 8.
Appears to be asleep.
Your perception check rolling is broken.
I know.
It's carrying over from last time.
Just gonna well, hold on. I'm gonna recast invisibility because I'm off the stairs, right?
You were off the stairs. Yeah.
Right. I'm gonna approach the guard and see if there's anything anything of value to maybe pickpocket off of him, like maybe his pass or
Make a
any
stealth check to get up to
other
him.
things.
It's an 8. Don't even bother.
Like the lowest I can roll is a 14. Dude, I rolled a 3 again. Jeez.
17.
17, yeah, or no, 16.
Okay. Well, he is asleep, so you do have advantage.
Oh, that's right. Oh, and I'm invisible. What am I doing? 23.
Okay. Go ahead and give me give me a perception check from investigation check from where you are right now.
14.
You do see he does have a ring of keys on his person. Additionally, he also has slotted into his right side is what looks like a long black club. On his left side, on his left hip, is a small metal shield, kind of like a buckler. It's about yay big, and it's on his hip. He's leaning back. He's wearing blue with red trim on his uniform, and he's wearing a single silver-colored breastplate. He appears to be human. Older guy is kind of like leaned back, a little heavy set in the midsection, and he's kind of just lightly snoring, just a.
Quick question: the sun shifter outfits are we determined that they're the sun shifters, and then there's like the prison staff, right? And those are two different entities. And the sun shifters are the ones that are coming on and off the barge. Is that correct?
Yes.
Is that okay?
That's what you've seen.
Yeah.
So you have seen a handful of sun shifters here in that iridescent armor. This is only the only guard you've seen in here, and this uniform does not appear to be similar to the sun shifters at all. Although Amelia, you do notice this is fairly similar to the ones you saw from the inside when you peered into that window. Although you can't tell what the symbol is on the chest because it's covered by a breastplate.
Was it the same as the guards standing outside at the portcullis at like the seawall and whatnot? Was it the same as that guy?
It was actually different. Oh, I'm sorry. The one that's here is the same as the ones on the outside, but on that first inner area that you peeked in through, it is different from those. So it seems like the ones on the inside have their own uniform.
Got it. So just the keys, no security pass or anything?
No security pass that you can tell.
Do any of these do any of the boxes or the supply crates, are they locked or anything? Is that what the keys are for? Or
You had pried a couple open before, and it seemed like there was a couple of footlockers in here that bore locks, but for the most part they're just supply crates and rations.
Psst. Where? I can't see you. What are you doing? Are we going?
See if I can. Oh, I totally forgot that it didn't tell her what I was doing.
You're just staring at him.
Yeah, she's gone. I'm just looking to see if we can. Maybe this one has anything useful that we could steal off of him. Maybe a pass.
As you're
or
doing your Professor X and just speaking to Pain in your mind, you see the eyes of the guard begin to flutter, and then kind of do one of these and rub and look up and just look straight through you at the sun shifter. You are not supposed to be back here.
He says to me.
It's time to leave.
Yeah. Hey, he goes to stand up and is like bumps immediately into you, and is like, "Oh shit!"
I'm going to use that as a distraction to kind of slip back down the way that I came.
You can, but as he bumps into an invisible person, we do need to roll initiative.
God damn it, Amelia.
I didn't with Kate.
Well, at least you guys are not inside, so you have your spells.
That's true.
What's that about loose ends?
They make friends.
Initiative.
Loose ends make friends.
14.
17.
All right. I gotta do something about this chair.
Thought that was the
Like
ambiance.
reupholster it?
Like, get a different one.
Oh.
So as he like comes forward and bumps and back down to the chair again, he goes, "Oh shit!" Reaches for his side. Amelia, you were up first.
Oh boy. Where's the water from this side? Or
I'll mark it for you.
yeah.
So that's what the slip looks like.
Okay, so he's standing right next to the water, yeah?
Yes, he is.
Okay.
Can you guys all see, by the way? You guys all want to shift over to the Iron Claw prison so we can all kind of look at the same thing?
Yeah.
Thanks for that subtle hint at telling me to change the stream location.
Oh yeah.
Hey, yeah, do we all just want to, like, I don't know, go to where the stuff is? I don't know. Suggestion.
Theater of the mind.
I'm just floating it to you guys. Yeah. Theater of the mind is we all point to very specific things that nobody else can see. All right, Amelia, what are you doing?
She's gonna tell Pain in her mind, loose ends. We can't let him know. Well, we can't let him tell the others. So she's gonna try to.
I don't want to be too granular, but is it an action to speak to people telepathically? Do you have to, like,
No.
focus on it?
No.
No? Okay.
No, it's
Okay.
at will, whatever.
Okay.
Got it. Still
Uh-oh.
can't.
He's in a buzzkill mood, friends. Watch
Wait,
out.
wait.
No.
Actually, let me double check that because I don't want to.
They're typically kind of specific about the stuff.
I'm
I just wanna...
pretty sure that it's. Yeah, it's not an action.
Okay.
Okay.
It's not this telepathy that we're using.
Yeah, she's gonna try to trip him into the water. Is that a grapple or is that a? How's this gonna work?
Competing. It's gonna be your strength versus roll a hit, and then we'll make like it's a shove. Oh, it's a shove. So there's actually rules for that. When you try to shove a creature, it's competing athletics versus their athletics or acrobatics.
But I think I want it so because he still can't see me. I just want it's more of like a trip.
We actually had this kind of same discussion last time we played too, where Shaka was trying to get involved in the battle. Now you could try to like ready the help action if Pain was going to try to push them or something. Right. But if you actively try to hinder this person in some way, it's going to drop your if you try to attack them, it's going to drop their your invisibility, and shutting them, tripping them would be considered an attack.
Okay.
It's a hostile action towards them.
All right. So roll to hit. Good. That's 17. This is an unarmed strike. Yeah.
It is an unarmed strike. Wait, hold on. If you're shoving them, or what are you doing?
Yeah. But I'm rolling to hit first, right?
No, we can just do it. It's just I believe it's just competing athletics. Let me double check because I can't remember the rules on shoving. You don't shove people a lot. Is it just competing athletics?
I'm almost certain. I'll double check.
Yeah,
God, I'm getting mired in the most ridiculous little tiny little thing.
No,
No. It's not your fault. These are little rules that for some reason I can't commit to memory because they.
Yeah, special attack. It's a melee attack to shove a creature, either to knock it prone or push it away from you.
Okay, and then it's the save, or then it's the competing athletics or acrobatics once it hits.
It must be no one size larger than you or within reach. No, you don't make an attack roll. It's just athletics versus targets athletics versus dex or dex. Sorry.
Okay, go ahead.
So it was a 17.
It rolled a 28.
Balls.
He's a strong, tough-looking guy.
Fuck. You're like.
I mean, he did roll a natural 19. So.
Yikes.
So as you come out of invisibility just for a minute and you swipe down with the side of the blade to try to knock him down, he tips for a second and begins to go back and then rights himself. And as he does, he pulls his little buckler from his side and starts ripping that club from his side as well. He drops down into position. Now that he sees you, you can see like fear and confusion in his face, and then it hardens into I'm gonna fucking kill you. Is that your turn?
That's a very funny way to end. Is that your turn? Hey, he's gonna fucking kill you. Is that your turn? You ready?
Shit.
You're super fucked. End turn.
No.
Or do you want to do something else?
Fuck it. He's got to die.
Damn.
God.
He's seen our faces, or he's seen my face.
Yeah, I've seen your face.
He's
also seen Dave Bautista. He's like, "Aren't you? You're the guy from that play, right?"
I'm standing perfectly still so he can't see me.
That's right. You have advantage, as long as you're in that form, you have advantage on stealth. As long as you're not, but it makes your speed 0.
All right. Quicken haste as a bonus action.
Oh boy, here we go. Okay, you're hasted.
Yep. I'm gonna attack him then with the,
okay.
The sword. Oh boy.
You said that so passively. I'm gonna attack him with the sword.
That's a 18.
18 does hit.
I hear nothing but regret in these actions.
Oh, yeah, right.
Oh yeah.
I regret my life choices.
Not great. That's 7 plus 8. That's 15 piercing.
Okay. Any other extra stuff tacked onto that, or no? Is that just a straight hit?
No, that's just the straight attack. 'Cause there's no...
So as he hand waves back and then pulls his weapons and drops on a position, you just quick pull the sword and straight through. It just ramps almost clean through his shoulder, out the back, and then you pull it back, pincushioning him. He drops down into position as Pain.
Sorry, let me move that way just to block off the...
No stand out.
Yeah, that's it. Just move that way to block off the stairs so he doesn't run.
Pain rolled a 47.
Yeah. I am going to attempt to cast Sleep on him.
Oh, okay.
And hope he has that many hit points.
He has more than 47 hit points as you... both hands out. There's a bit of like like these tiny little motes appear in the air for a second and then wink out, and he just goes. He's back at it. Good shot,
okay. In that case, all right. In that case, I'm going to dive into the water.
Okay. All right.
And kind of attempt to split the distance. Oh, I can't move. It says the game's paused for me.
Oh, my bad. I always pause it.
15, 20. I'll dive into the water here.
Do you want to go that way?
Oh, no.
Right past him?
No.
I'm just giving you the shot now.
Yeah, no. 5, 10.
I like getting hit.
And then I'll go 15, 20, 25. If I was here, but in the water, would that still give Amelia advantage?
No.
Okay.
No, she'd have to be 5 feet up in the air to get advantage then, to be across.
Okay.
Because that's 10 feet down. So you'd be 5 feet. There'd be like an extra 5 foot
Yeah.
block.
I'll go right here.
Okay. just treading water in the middle of the battlefield. All right. Is that your turn, Payne?
Yeah.
So he shakes off the sleep.
But I'm gonna kind of make like I'm trying to get away
Okay.
a little bit. Yeah.
He turns to Amelia. He sees you drop down to the water. He turns to Amelia. He moves in Amelia's space immediately. Let's see.
Damn. Stupid sleep spell.
15.
Miss.
Second attack. 20.
Shield.
Okay. Last attack. 20 again. Misses. And it's just against this shield that you cast up in front of you. He is going to... That's what he's got. So he's gonna bonus action second wind. So he kind of shakes it off, moves towards you, and he's gonna stand directly in your way.
Alrighty.
It is your turn, Amelia.
Bonus action, Hound of Ill Omen.
Oh shit! Might be over for this guy.
Right there.
Get him.
Right there.
Right there.
All right, let me bring out the hound.
Release the hound.
Release the hound.
Dr. Nanners, is that you?
I'm just gonna put this old direwolf over here, okay?
Okie dokie.
He's so cute.
Very
All right.
menacing way.
In a very menacing way, yeah. So your gauntlet flashes for a second. This dark energy rises up from the ground. These tendrils lash out all over, and then pull itself up out of the darkness. And as it does, this hound, these like glowing embers of eyes and a completely black, like Vanta black form, crawls up out of the darkness and is now standing next to you. And you guys like, ah!
Oh, wait, no, I don't. I can't do that. All right. Not booming blade. No noise. Oh, right. Green flame blade on this guy.
Is Hound of Ill Omen your bonus action? It's an action, right? Oh,
Sorry, it's bonus
you're
action.
Hasted. You're hasted. I forgot.
It's still a bonus action.
Okay.
Yeah. They're 19.
19 is going to hit. Go ahead and roll your damage. And destroy this poor man. He's just trying to do his job.
And that's on him, though.
Oh, that's better. 12 fire plus 14, 24, 29 piercing.
29 piercing.
Yeah, 29 piercing plus 12 fire.
There's a flare of green flames. He's now engulfed.
Yeah, the hound goes
Yeah.
after me.
Okay.
Okay, second attack.
Start shredding this guy.
21.
Pinwheeling. Yeah, it's gonna hit. Pinwheeling blade of death and darkness.
Ugh, 1. That's 7?
7? Okay.
No, I'm sorry, 6.
6. Oh, you almost had him, but
Walk back that away.
okay. And no opportunity attacks, right?
Nope.
Okay. Payne, you're up. You see that hound rise up writhing out of the ground. You see Amelia beginning to turn this guy into a pincushion. What would you like to do?
We'll breathe a heavy sigh and cast firebolt at this dude.
Okay. Sling it up out of the water. There's like a sss around you as the water immediately evaporates. It's gonna hit. Go ahead and roll your damage.
It's gonna take 17 points of fire damage.
Nicely done. This is a lot for a firebolt, right? You get to roll
For
3
a cantrip.
d10s?
Yeah, it's not bad.
He just like gets hit in the back by this burst of flame. Now he's double on fire.
The hound rolled a 12 for initiative, by the way.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
And then just mentally I'll say, Amelia, we need to take care of this quietly and get out of here.
That's what I'm trying to do.
Stating the obvious.
Okay, Payne, is that your turn?
And I will continue to move towards the exit.
Okay. So you have you don't have any alter self or anything going on right now, right?
I do.
Oh, you do?
I still do. I'm David.
I mean, I'm
Bautista,
sorry,
but-
like to be able to
I'm
swim
swimming.
faster or breathe water.
Right, no, it's just my normal walking speed.
Okay, so remember that
Swimming
you're only
now.
going to move half speed
All
when
right.
you're swimming in water.
So I was here, 5, 10, 15.
Yep.
Yeah. Because I'm above water. I'm just breaststroke.
Sure.
What's the breaststroke? I don't know. That's whatever.
The one that-
None of the ones you did.
Is this the breaststroke?
This is the breaststroke. Okay, that's going to bring us to this poor family man who you guys are murdering
Oh,
currently.
whatever.
She's over it.
He's going to see this creature that's attacking him, and he's going to attempt to move away from it.
I tried to put him to sleep first. Listen, I tried.
So that's really on him.
He shouldn't have had so many hit points.
That's right. It's his fault for being so hardy.
17.
17 will not quite hit. Tries to chomp onto his back leg and slides across the greaves he's wearing, and then with like a squealing metal sound pulls off. But instead of approaching you, all right, he is going to move to the back of the room. He's going to move around this creature. He still gets the opportunity to attack. He's going to move to here. You see along the wall here, there is a there's an alcove that's been carved into the wall with what looks to be a runic kind of stone built in. You're proficient. One of you is proficient in Arcana. It appears to be a stationary type sending stone, and he's going to use his action to call somebody. So he begins shouting into it. He's just, "Down to the docks! Down to the docks! We have someone down here!" And he immediately turns around and pulls his sword and his club close and begins to hunker down. That is going to be his turn.
Oh, fuck.
It is the Hound's turn.
Upside down. Yeah, all it does is attack. Fuck. That's not gonna hit. It's 15. Yeah, it's gonna miss.
I love this hound. Gets close, he immediately pulls the buckler in front of him, snaps his teeth against the front of it, and does not get through. That is the hound's turn, correct?
Yeah. So it only gets one attack.
Okay, that brings us back to the top of the round, which is going to be, I think it has the stat block of the direwolf, and I think the direwolf has multi-attack, doesn't it?
Bite. Nope, it's only got one.
Oh, damn. Okay. Amelia, it is your turn. You see him call for somebody, and then begin to turn back around and ready himself to hold his ground.
How's he looking?
Not great. He's looking pretty terrified, to be honest.
Fuck.
Time. What are you doing?
It's time to go. Gonna dive into the water, start swimming.
Okay.
Still hasted, so dash.
It's time to go.
Get to the chopper.
Okay, so you can get like an extra 30 feet in the water, I think, right?
Well, I'm hasted, so that's my normal walking speed is 70 feet. So if I dash twice,
Yeah. Okay. So 35, 35, 35. So you get 115 feet of movement per turn, counting. Oh wait, no, you have the bracelets on, so you've got full speed. So you drop in, dive, and then just like a mermaid, just through the water, past Pain, I assume. While Pain is still still wearing the breastplate.
Oh god.
What the fuck? Okay, Pain, it is your turn.
You said no loose ends, right? It's just gonna.
Oh fuck.
Oh shit.
Oh shit is right. She casts disintegrate.
Oh,
This guy.
fuck. I didn't.
So he needs to make a Dex 16 saving throw.
I hate that Cell is worn
With
off on you.
disadvantage.
With disadvantage.
Because the hound's there.
Okay. So he does not get any special with his dex. Okay. Okay. Go ahead and roll your damage.
If his hit points drop to 0, he is disintegrated.
Mm-hmm. Roll your damage.
77 points of damage.
Holy moly.
Oh my god. Okay. So, like, okay, no loose ends. As you fire that beam off, I mean, how would you like to do this?
I'm gonna say that the disintegrate spell sort of comes out as black with like silver sparkles kind of coming through it, and then just a hint of magenta as it courses through the air to him, and it sucks into him. It like absorbs into him, and then he just after a second it goes, and it's like glitter.
Poof. Okay. Okay. Awesome. Awesome. So he's like, there's a split second where he looks down and looks at you, and then like begins to move, and then poof, just like explodes outward in like a poof of just a bit of glittering energy that begins to dissipate off in all directions. There's no mark on the ground. There's no like scores against the wall or anything. Just gone.
I'm gonna turn to Amelia and I'm gonna say, "Let's go," and shift back. And I assume we're out of combat now.
Yes. Yeah.
Shift back.
I assume we're out of combat.
I assume we're out of combat.
I cast Disintegrate. Are we out of combat?
And shift into the gills, and I am not happy about what I just did. But
It was murder.
dive
It
back
was
into
murder.
the water.
Okay, so the two of you now underwater are now heading back. Are you heading back to the shore?
I assume we got to we got to get back, go back down the way that I came in,
Okay.
back
yeah,
around
you
the
guys
front of the island, and
back
then
down
Yeah.
around the front of the island. You have to go under that door again. Give me athletics checks right now. Deep beneath the water too, you can hear the sounds of bells tolling, dogs barking all around the island. 17, and what do you have?
2.
2. Despite the haste, you are getting tired. This pushing as long as you guys have and a swing for as long as you have, even being able to breathe underwater is incredibly taxing. Give me one more check as you guys are getting close now to the shoreline, to the docks, because I assume you guys are going back to the docks. And give me stealth check too, because you guys actually, you know what? Instead of me fast forwarding you guys through this because I want to get back to the whole group, there are going to be a couple of stealth challenges here because the boats now have been notified with the ringing bells. You guys, as you're in the greater part of the basin now, there are beams of light that are cutting through, searching for you guys. Beams of light from the smaller boats in this part of the bay as they're coursing back and forth through this area. I need you guys to make 2 stealth checks for me, please.
okay, 24.
Nice.
It's almost a lot less than that.
First one was a 28, second one's an
Okay.
18.
Okay, and what do you have for the second one, Payne?
Second one, 22.
Okay. Whew. Those were very good to succeed on. For a brief moment, with that 18, as you are ducking through some of the lower portions of this wreck, you see a beam of light cut across the front of the wreck at the deepest part of the basin. And as you begin to poke out for a second, you pull back as a harpoon sticks into the ground directly in front of you. You're like, you don't know if it was a blind shot or if they thought they saw something, but you keep moving. You guys stay low until you get to the far side. Now go ahead and give me that second athletics check.
18.
19.
18, 19. Okay. You get your second wind, Amelia, as you guys push to the side, whether it's pure adrenaline or fear or just grim determination, you make it across and are not further exhausted by this trek around the island and back again. You guys crawl your way onto shore in the darkness beneath some of the docks, beneath one of the longer portions of the docks where you guys feel like you may be well hidden, and look back at the far out in the bay through the fog and rain, the Iron Claw prison. As you can see now, the lighthouse at the top has been lit, and now a light encircles the top like a lighthouse. You can see the couple of boats in the bay now, though they're hidden by this deep fog. It's hard to make out tons of details. You can see the lines of light cutting through the darkness.
I'm gonna immediately disguise self as a commoner.
Okay.
And I will do the same with alter self.
Okay. All right. The two of you alter yourselves, disguise, and begin to walk back to the safe house, taking an indirect route, I assume.
We gotta get Alex first.
Oh, poor Alex. That's right. He's over in the docks. Go ahead and give me an investigation check.
I will also look for Alex. Natural 20 for 24.
14.
At first, you don't see him. And as you're peering there longer, you can see what was disguised as a bundle of netting with a couple of rats picking at it. You see a greasy hair kind of peek up from under it, and then he unloads the crossbow and stands up. That doesn't look like it went very well.
Does he he doesn't recognize us though, because we're
Oh, that's right, you guys are disguised.
we're disguised.
Never
So
mind, he's just gonna stay under there. I forgot.
when I see him, I'll telepathically speak to him and just say, Alex, it's us. And then
He pokes his head out.
just say, listen, we made it back, and we're heading back to the safe house, so meet us there.
Okay,
Be careful.
you too.
All right. And then we'll head back.
Okay. All right. It's not long before you guys hear the sound of and then and somebody climbing down a ladder from within the safe house. As the three of you, the Rat Prince, Amelia, and Payne, all arrive roughly around the same time. The Rat Prince had beaten you guys there. So the six of you now, 7, convene in this tiny, cramped little engineer's office. Definitely not built for 7 people. So you all now kind of stand around, the alchemist in the corner, the Rat Prince going up towards him. You guys now have the night to plan.
Well, what did you guys find out?
How'd it go?
I got some poisons.
Can they hear the sirens from here? Or
Not from here.
okay.
Not from here. It's out in the bay. It's sort of like it was mostly bells, dogs, and an occasional almost like a foghorn.
Got it.
Uh,
Okay.
This is sort of what it sounds like from the bay.
It's a really great foghorn.
Oh, thanks. I've been practicing.
I don't need to
Shaka's
know about your
gonna-
fetishes, honestly. It's just a family stream.
What?
I kind of
Is it no Mr. No Loose Ends?
I approach Payne. Judging by the look on your face, you don't seem very happy with what happened.
Oh,
Are you okay?
yeah. Just didn't turn out exactly as I hoped it would. But we did come away with a lot more information than we had before, so I guess it's good. You can rest assured, and I'll glance at Cell. Didn't leave any loose ends. Anyway, we scouted the whole island. we've found out that there's this colony of creatures around the backside that are sort of not patrolling, but they have some sort of relationship with them, and they're guarding the backside of the island, where I think is where they get all the goods, like their cargo shipments from the backside. And it's not as heavily guarded back there as it is at the front. The front is where the prisoners come in, and I believe they had a shipment of prisoners around between 1:30 and 2. Obviously, we don't know how heavy the security is during the day, but going at night might be the best thing that we can do. Unfortunately, we did alert some of them, the whole island really. So security might be a little tighter than it would be otherwise. We might wait a couple days or just be prepared for that when we make our plan. Amelia, did you find anything else in that?
There were portcullises along the seawall that seemed to allow travel between the wall and the other side of the island. The guard uniforms inside, I'll describe how they look like to them.
The pattern of red, blue, and gold with that sigil.
Yeah, and the differences between the sun shifters and the other guards as well. What else did Alex find out from in the barge ship?
Well, I didn't see more barges actually, but I did see something that was a bit strange. I saw a man. He was around 10 feet tall, wearing some kind of black stone armor. He looked terrible, like he'd been in some sort of accident or badly burned. But he was commanding a group of bootstrappers to search for something. I don't know what they were searching for, but it just seemed odd. I tailed them. I tailed them to one of the warehouses, warehouse 2, I think, and I don't know.
They might have been looking for that artifact that we came across.
Yeah, wasn't that that was the warehouse that we went to, right? 2.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Wait,
Okay.
the artifact. Wait, the armor?
It wasn't armor.
that's
It's
the
that
armor.
The
rock.
stone.
The-
The
yeah.
stone thing, right?
Yeah. The
Yeah.
rock that was super scary that we didn't touch.
Yeah, it was weird. I didn't go in. I stayed on the outside.
It's probably for the
They-
best.
Did they come out with anything?
I didn't stick around. They put out guards, and I was, like I said, a little freaked out by that man. There's not something right about him. Is the way he carried himself, the way he spoke. It wasn't.
Maybe that was the real Saurus.
With that ring a bell in anybody's ear.
That description.
Give me history checks as he describes it.
17?
18?
Also 17. Amelia.
13.
The big armor and the 10 feet tall big armor, like he thinks he was a hobgoblin, starting to sound like the guys that Cell and Amelia had killed on the rooftop of Warehouse 2.
So Cell would be the only one that would make that connection then.
Well,
So
everyone
you
else
guys
saw them.
You all saw it. You all
Oh,
saw
from way back when, not
Yeah,
recently.
but-
Okay.
Yeah, only Amelia and Cell were directly responsible for his death.
Makes sense.
Yeah,
Loose ends.
All right. So then associated with
They
the
were
Glenmire? Or
bootstrappers, I think. But there was
They
a
were definitely
weird.
bootstrappers.
But you guys recall. Maybe you don't. I won't spoon feed you. But yeah, definitely bootstrapper.
you can.
You guys take notes.
He was definitely working for somebody. Recall.
Notes? What are the? Can you describe those to me? Can I get a history check on notes?
Honest question. I mean, do you guys like? Do you want me to connect some dots and stuff for you guys ever, or do you just want to see if you can kind of make all the connections? Because I'm down either way. I think sometimes it helps to jog your memory, because you might not necessarily remember a certain interaction that happened 4 months ago, whereas I'm sitting here with notes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's helpful.
Yeah,
Personally.
especially given the split campaign thing.
Right.
Yeah. So,
Right.
Saurus Glenmeyer had directly referenced this character. He called him Warjack, and he said that he was a good buddy of his, and that it was a tragedy that you guys had killed him.
Right.
How did he know that we killed him?
He was following us.
Yeah, he was following us. Okay. So
He maybe this 10 feet figure may be related.
Maybe him.
yeah,
I thought
it
he
might
was,
be.
I thought we killed him.
Well, not Warjack, but it might be another.
We
Yeah.
definitely.
War-
His brother, his dad.
We also
His
knocked
dad?
him down.
It's
like,
his evil twin Jack War.
Or maybe
Okay.
he resurrected him. I don't know. We don't know
Oh.
what kind of magic he has or what he can do.
Mhm.
If he can escape from the lower planes, if this truly is him, then he can do it.
Enough money can buy a revivification from shady clerics.
That's true.
It is true.
Well, in
Well,
case.
Okay, so we know he may have possession of that artifact, in which case that's pretty dangerous, but we still need to maintain our track, right? Because that's going to help us do what we need to do. So I had a thought that, Sel, you had run into some pirates, is that right? At the tavern
Mm-hmm.
that were possibly willing to work with us?
Mm-hmm.
What do you guys think about, I mean, now that the island is alerted to something, having been there, what do you think about using the pirates as a distraction for us? Maybe sending them out into past the island, or just to try and kind of draw the island's guards' attention away from what's happening on the island out to the bay, while we do our business and get out.
Do they guard the bay? I mean, are the guards going to come out of the island to attack
Well, they have
pirates?
ballistas on the island that can shoot out, I assume, ships that they don't want to be approaching.
You'd also seen cannons. A fair amount of cannons.
Yeah.
I mean, even if it means getting rid of those pompous assholes, we can send them out.
I mean,
realize you didn't like these pirates.
it may
Well,
be
I
something.
tried to make a deal with them, and they said no, and I take that personally.
It might
They
be
said
something
no.
that they view as lower risk than helping us get in.
If they
If
say
they're
no to
just
your
the
deal, why would they help us now?
Well, they said that I offered to do a job for them in return for helping us, and they wanted gold instead. So maybe we give them half gold and promise the other half upon delivery, which, after their brief meeting with a cannon, likely will never come.
Well, I can secure their gold. Whatever we need to pay them, we can pay them. I'm sure Terramir has a pretty deep pockets.
Wasn't
Yeah.
there
Sure.
somebody else? Cantor? Cantor?
Exactly, yeah.
Cantor, right?
Right. He was the sun shifter at the docks that we met. offered us
okay.
work. We could take them up on that. I'm sure they're going to beef up on security. Right? That was
Yeah.
Cantor?
I don't think you guys actually met Cantor.
No,
I
we were
have in
being
my
sent
notes,
to
Cantor.
meet him.
Yeah, you guys were
Madeline
down, but I think
Ironwood.
you never met him. You never met
Madeline,
him.
Madeline said to go meet
Yeah.
Cantor at the docks.
Yeah, you guys
Really? I
never
thought we
met.
did.
To sign up as guards, I believe it was.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think that conversation happened.
I mean, they might need more guards now. I don't think that I make a very good guard.
It's true. We could get hired on as guards.
I mean, I don't know that they would take a on, but might be kind of fun.
It would
It
certainly
sounds
make it
like a
easier
much-
to come and go. But I still think that we need a diversion of some kind.
So what if we went and hired the pirates and said on the second day, do this, and then while we're in training as guards, we can be bumbling around while everybody's running, and we just bumbled over here and let this guy out, and then we kind of disappeared.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, and I can attempt to do the teleportation circle.
Oh,
Find
yeah,
a
I
find a
forgot.
quiet
Oh.
spot. We did find a quiet little spot that
I do have a question about that.
allows for magic. Yeah.
Given they're on alert now that people are able to sneak in, what do you think the chances are that they will expand their no magic field?
It's possible, for sure. But
Which kind of fucks us on the getting out.
well, the other thing is that we know what time the barge comes back in. If we stay there for 24 hours, we'll know when the next barge is going back to shore. And we can just attempt to get onto that barge.
Also, if they were able to bring ships out into the bay, that means that they likely have ships on the island that we might be able to commandeer.
True. And
If we're able to
diversion-
communicate-
a diversion, no matter what, is going to
Absolutely.
send those out, and we can be on those boats.
I'm
Yeah.
with you.
So
Smart
maybe
thinking,
we
Payne.
Maybe we should talk to Cantor first, and then talk to the pirates, and then go back to Cantor and be sun shifters if he's even looking for 5 sun shifters.
We'll see what they need.
Yeah,
Yep.
but we kind of wanna make sure that we're actually able to go in there and do this before we talk to the pirates, right?
Right. The pirates should be the last step. You know, and if the pirates refuse or they don't want to work, try to. I mean, there's always the chance that they might try to screw us over somehow. But so far, I think they're the best. They're going to be the best bait for us.
Mm-hmm. All right.
But
Okay.
I'm not so sure if I'll be able to pass as a bard. As a guard, not a bard.
You're just fine. Pass
Although I'm not sure if
Yeah.
that's as a bard
You're
either.
not bad.
I'm not sure if I'll be able to pass as a guard. I do have a bit of a reputation, and I'm sure the sun shifters know my face, given what I do. At least in passing. And with the problems with magic on the island, I don't know if a disguise spell would last. So,
Right. Well,
might
we can
need to-
still do our original plan of having some of us be guards and some of us be prisoners too, where maybe that'll help get some of us in there.
Mm-hmm.
And no one's going to question a guard leading around a prisoner necessarily. Any guard that has the right qualifications.
It's, maybe if you are invisible on your way onto the prisoner's barge, if we manage to, because sun shifters were at the docks too, so if we sign up as sun shifters, wait for the first prison barge to go out, you go out on the prison barge, then we go, this will be night 1, let's call it, then we go out to the prison, stay stationed there. On night 2, that's when the break actually happens. The pirates go out, they distract the guards, we go in, We break out the architect, and we leave that night.
Do we
And
know if
Shaka,
they're
Karis is good at changing documents, right? Or Cell, was that you? That was good.
Both of us.
Okay.
Oh no, that was me.
Well,
Do we
so we have
Sure.
people that can change the ship manifesto, the list of all the prisoners, right? I'm sure someone could forge your name as a prisoner that's on the list.
Oh yeah, that's easy.
Yeah. So, sorry, you were saying
even
though-
Cell could do that one.
I was just to Sel's point. I don't know if invisibility would work because we don't know if the barges have the same protections as the island.
Well, another option, Shaka, is you can get yourself in and just get in there the old-fashioned way.
Absolutely.
I'm sure there's a pastry or two that you could steal.
I'm sure there's a whole bakery full of them.
Just saying, you could have some fun with it. In fact, I could help you. I mean, we could do it together if you. Because I don't think I'd.
Let's go commit crimes and get arrested.
Oh, it's
There
kind
is
of
a
exciting
movie
to
called
me.
Let's
I've
Go
never
to
been
Prison.
arrested
If
before.
yeah.
You know, as appreciative as I am of having you as a partner in crime, I don't want to lead you any further down the dark side path. And I look over at Sel.
So many glances at Cell.
There's so much. I know you guys are below ground, but there's a surprising amount of shade just in this like little room. It's all directed directly at Sal.
I just kind of
Cell's
grin at
completely
Sel.
in shade.
You know, if I cared what you'd think, I'd be offended.
Oh,
I didn't say it was a bad thing. I don't know if we want to corrupt our sweet innocent pain any further.
I think
Listen,
she's an
it's-
adult and she can do what she wants.
it's for the cause, you know. It's not. We wouldn't necessarily do anything that was, you know, terrible. I assume just enough to get us to the outer tier of the island.
Technically, stealing a bakery full of pastries is hurting the person that's baking the pastries. Generally, I don't
Look,
care, but
We can do it, and we could store it all in a place where they'll get it all back.
If I could interject just for a quick minute, I don't know if committing actual crimes is really the way to get in.
no, Karis has documentation. But
Perhaps.
this is still a fun thought experiment.
I'm sure.
I'm ready to live a little, okay?
I don't know.
You didn't live a little enough tonight?
Pain
I
is
don't-
in her teenage years. Can't tell me what to do. I'll steal them if I want to.
I think they send people for petty crimes over at Iron Claw Bay. Those are for, you know, the worst of the
Hardened
worst
criminals.
Well, I could turn myself in for, you know, what I did tonight.
No.
Surely take me.
That's
for that.
That's not.
Let's
have-
just
That's not
let's
a
just
good
stick
idea.
to making some documents. In fact, why don't I do that right now?
We
We'll
already
put-
have the documents, Karis. You already made them.
Did I make prison documents for everybody?
Yeah.
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 You
Oh,
did.
yeah.
You sure did.
And guard documents, if I remember right.
Where are
not the guard documents.
There's no guard documents. It's just prison documents right now.
Okay,
There's
yeah.
a
Yeah.
document for everybody except for there's some people who were going to go as guards in the
No.
initial plan. I don't
No.
recall.
No,
It was-
oh, here you go. Here's yeah. Okay, I've got it.
And with what I've done, I deserve to be there anyway.
If you really want to try stealing a pastry with me sometime, we can do it. When all of this is behind us, maybe when you're feeling
You
a
wanna
little
try
less
weed
remorseful.
sometime, we'll do it. But
Pain. Perhaps if you made your hair black and then put it like over your face a little, it'd be a little more on brand for how you're currently. There you go.
whatever, man. All right, fine. Listen, we'll go with the original plan. I was just brainstorming, you know, and
Yeah, I feel like we've got solid plans in place, and we've done all of our due diligence, and this is going to go off without a hitch. We've got we've got this. We've got this.
I
Right.
just pat his knee reassuringly.
so
We've
let's
done
go
so
over the
much.
plan one more time, so we're all clear. So, you want to
So
over
the
the
first
plan
10
one more
minutes
time?
in, we can be like, fuck it, I attack.
Yeah, I want a full recap so we can
Three
fuck it up.
sessions of planning, and then it's gonna be 15 minutes in. Everything's gonna go to hell in a handbasket.
Yep.
Or we're gonna finally get to the architect, and he's gonna be like, "Oh no, you didn't want me. You wanted
Yeah.
that guy."
Oh, I like it here.
I'm happy here. Yeah.
He's free. He lives in Jotun Forge.
I get 3 square meals, a place to stay, rent free.
The entire center Supermax area is just for him. He gets an entire room.
Hey, 3 hots and a cot. What can I do?
All right, so here's the plan. So, Karis and I are going to go to get jobs as sun shifters and try to make a case for why we should join security in light of the recent intrusion, thanks to Payne and Amelia. In the process of doing that, we are going to use our forged prisoners' documents to justify Payne, Amelia, and Shaka to come onto the barge, the prisoner's barge. Then on the second night, the pirates attack, cause a distraction. We all meet up. Why don't we say in the commissary, because we know we have at least one contact in there. We'll meet up in the commissary and then find our way deeper into the prison, break out the architect, come out.
Well, I personally think that maybe we should have more than 2 people that are not prisoners.
Yeah, we have
because
3.
having people in cells does not sound good. Because
Fair enough.
right? So maybe we only
Well, you
have
could
one
always leave the
prisoner.
cells unlocked.
Do we get someone smuggled into the commissary then? If that's where we want to meet?
We could do that as well.
Let me
I
ask
don't
this.
know where the commissary is.
Yeah, we didn't find it. We didn't go in, so we don't know.
Yeah.
Really.
Was Cantor supposed to be crooked? Was he going to fabricate stuff for the sun shifters, or are we actually going to become sun shifters?
It was actually
would
going
actually
to talk
become sun
to become
shifters.
sun shifters.
Okay.
I mean, alternatively, we can get smuggled in. I have no problem with anything. It's just you guys
Yeah.
that are.
I'm
have
pretty
your
good
own
at convincing
difficulties.
people, so I can go be a sun shifter. Sounds like fun to me.
Charming.
So, we have 2 people as guards. I mean, the
Princess,
secrets
you want to
I've
pull guard
sold-
duty?
If we need to, I agree with Shaka. Perhaps the less of us that are prisoners, the better, so that we have more range.
I'm pretty useless without my magic, so I can be a prisoner as well, and just.
Oh, that's a horrible way to think
Well,
of yourself. Right?
it's
You're a
true.
wonderful human.
But ultimately
are
accurate.
human, right?
So
Yeah. So.
With the
Is that a dagger
secrets
in
that
my
I
bag?
have found and sold, I'm sure I would make
Dagger.
a particularly excellent choice as a prisoner. But perhaps Payne could be smuggled in. The guards, I'm sure, will know where the commissary is, which, as sun shifter guards, you will probably end up being privy to. And anyone who's a prisoner should know where the commissary is. So I should know where it is.
Mhm.
If that's where we wanted to meet.
DM, I know that we pretty much scoured the whole island, but when all of the kerfuffle happened and those ships kind of came out of nowhere, I mean, did we see anywhere where they were harboring
Those
little
ships didn't come out of
patrol
nowhere.
boats?
You guys had seen those ships on your way out there. Those
Okay,
ships
so
were
they're just
already
patrolling
there.
the bay
Yeah,
no matter
they're
what.
Patrolling the bay.
They're
Yeah.
not like docked anywhere.
When you went around the island, you did not see any ships docked.
Right. Okay. Okay.
relevant. Okay.
So here's
So
the other thing
let's-
too. I just think that there's I strongly believe that having the teleportation circle somewhere so that we can make a clean getaway. We all get there, hopefully, is going to be our best bet rather than actually physically trying to leave the island on a ship.
So how about how about this then? What if 4 of us went in, or all of us go in, and then you, while the 4 of us break out the architect, you head towards the spot that you know about, that's safe to make the circle, and you make the circle, we arrive and leave.
But to Shaka's point, we don't know that the magic force field hasn't been extended. So preferably I do the circle on a ship somewhere out in the bay.
Would we know how long that
barge.
warding magic takes to do? To, like, ward an entire island?
Make an Arcana check.
Oh, I completely forgot. I almost as a bit gave myself proficiency in that, and it's a natural 20 for a 26.
More than likely, it took years to create permanent warding magic like that.
So to expand it would take more than a night.
To permanently expand it would,
or even to temporarily expand it, like for...
Yeah, most likely not possible. The magic, the anti-magic that you are familiar with is usually very localized and very architecturally dependent.
I'll share that with the group.
There are arcane sinks that exist in the world, a form of ancient magic that acts as a sink that absorbs magical essences around it. And the wards involved in those are incredibly complicated, and the contemporary ones that are used, because you got a 26, so you kind of get that whole backstory. The contemporary ones that are used are incredibly time consuming to create and maintain.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so in that case, there was a little entry point on the, I think it was the north side of the island, where there was one guard that we had an issue with. And then there was a little storeroom up the stairs, and that storeroom led to, I believe, the interior of the prison.
Gotcha.
And the magic field ended once you left the storeroom to the little docking station area. I don't know what you would call it. The platform down below. So I could do the teleportation circle down there, and maybe that's where we all meet and get out of there if we can.
Sounds like a plan.
So the question is do we all want to stick together, or how long does it take you to do the teleportation?
10 minutes.
How long does it last?
6 seconds.
I'll be honest.
That's right.
Fuck.
I've never done this before, so
And the whole plan hinges on this?
it's just
get
it's an
away.
exit strategy. So it can be our option A, but we should definitely come up with an option B, which maybe we
Swim.
provide the pirates with a sending stone and have them do a drive-by and pick us up. I don't know. Swoop in and
Everyone get in.
get us. I really don't know. I mean,
Time to explain.
It's about your kids, Marty.
drive.
Slowest getaway in human history.
Just inching away. I'm all for a better plan, but the teleportation circle, if we can time it, if we can do that, will be the most sure way that we can all get off the island to safety together. Anybody have a better idea? I'm more than open to that.
Let's do it.
Definitely not getting out of there
Yeah.
with boats.
So let's go talk to Cantor and get the guard thing going. And
Who wants to go see the pirates?
I
guess
guess pirates before. I'd like to meet a pirate, actually.
Okay. Well, say you're my new manager or something. I told them that I was a circus freak.
I could do that.
That's right.
Oh,
He
yeah.
looks completely different.
Okay, so if any, what time? It's like 3 or 4 in the morning at this point, I assume.
Yeah.
I am exhausted, and I had to, it took a lot out of me, kind of doing that recon. So if I could sleep a little before I head out, could we do that? Do we have time for that?
Time.
I mean, I doubt Gantor is there at 4 a.m., so
Yeah, we should
take
all
a nap
rest
would
up.
be good.
Not much
Yes.
room here.
I'm just gonna plop down and
Fall over. Lean up against the wall. Okay, so you guys go ahead and mark off a long rest. You're sleeping down here in the safe room. It's not comfortable, but it's still adequate for a long rest. And then why don't we go ahead, since we're going to try to wrap up by around 2:15 today, we'll go ahead and take a quick little break, get some caffeine and stuff, and then we will head right for the docks, talk to Cantor, and talk to the pirates, and see if we can't get this heist started. How about that?
sounds
That's a
good.
good plan.
All right, we will see you guys in 15.
And we're back.
Okay. So, what game are we playing?
Tic-tac-toe.
Perfect. Okay. Dan,
Shoots and
do
ladders?
you want to do me a huge favor? Let's jump into the. Let's jump in. Oh shit.
Wait, what did we
Yes.
say, right?
I think X won.
Yeah. We
Get
win.
fucked.
Before we jump into some more like lead up to a heist, let's go over to Dan for today's amazing, awesome sponsor.
Yeah, actually, the X's is a perfect segue because this week our episode is sponsored by, and again, I legally have to do this, Dr. Seligman's nipple treatment removal. So if you have any issues with your chest area, you want them different shapes, different colors, Dr. Seligman can do it all. You just want them gone. Feel free. And again, Dr. Seligman, I should have done that the second time. I did it the first. It'll be on La Brea and 6th. He'll just be standing outside. You ask for Dr. Seligman and tell him that Dungeons and Designers.
Legally, yes.
Legally, yes. In person, I'm sure he'll get offended if you do. He was very, very short and curt on the phone. But I made it clear that we were very desperate for sponsors and, just head on down.
Yeah. Please, we really need the help. Yeah. As does he, I imagine.
Yeah.
It's kind of like the blind leading the blind at this point.
Oh, yeah. Also on the copy, it says, if you choose to do elective nipple removal surgery, do not expect the nipples back. That's on you.
Oh, you can't keep them like your
Unfortunately not. Yeah.
gallstones or.
That's underlined multiple times.
Maybe we could get a coupon or something. Guaranteed nipples back or something. I don't know. Maybe we should. Maybe we need to set that
next week.
One
I'm gonna try to get the watchers of this stream at least one back. And I'll chime back in. I'll circle back next week.
Wait, is he the guy who has those bus side ads that's got pesky nipples?
Mm-hmm. Nips be gone right underneath it.
Got it. Oh, yeah.
Not the other one that says got perky nipples, which is
that's our sponsor next week, right?
Okay.
Oh yeah. See, I thought that was a printing error on those ads with the quotes around doctor.
If we could get Dr. Freeg's perky nipples, I'd be over the moon. That guy's flush with cash.
There's no way that we're going to be able to get that.
Oh,
I mean, Dr. Freeg is a big deal.
Yeah.
But he's got quotes around Freeg, too, which I don't get. Anyway.
So listen, guys. Tell your friends about us so that we can get some better sponsors here.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
That's the bottom line.
We definitely need some above-the-board sponsors at this point.
Also,
no quotes in the name would be incredible.
The statute of limitations on this reference has kind of run out because we're now past the segment, but you definitely said Nickelback at some point, which is my favorite 90s jock rock band. Anyway.
Let's
you
bring
want to
some
be a
better
nip
person.
star?
Are we gonna play some D&D? Are we gonna roll some dice?
Eventually.
We should probably roll some dice.
It is now the morning. You guys slept uncomfortably in that it had a very weird fever dream about a doctor.
Karis actually wakes up and like double checks for his nipples.
All 6 are there.
So Shaka wakes up where she's curled up like a cat, like next to Payne's head, with her little chin on her neck.
Aww.
And just kind of stretches and is wondering why Karis is patting down his nipples.
Okay, there's only
Where are we all?
Okay.
It was a weird dream. It was a weird dream.
I was going to ask if this was some new morning ritual.
No. Oh, how's my hair?
So who's? I'm sorry, I didn't mean.
Shaka will come over and kind of.
Thanks. Yeah, it's beds are better. Yeah.
So who is going where first?
So what do I need to do to get in character for this agent role? Shaka.
It was
I assume-
actually pretty. It was pretty easy. He fell for it. He thought I was the agent, and everybody knows I can't be an agent.
I don't know. You kind of had that look to me. You could sell ice to an Eskimo.
What's an Eskimo?
It's just a thing I heard of back where I'm from. But anyway, it doesn't matter. Not important.
I'm into it.
Shaka, do you have any? I'm sure you know people like this in your work. Is there's tips, or should I look a certain way?
Well,
What if I put my hair up, like in a, like this, and then I'll like pull it up, kind of in a, like a more professional looking coif.
yeah, that looks good. Do you have like, I don't know, something that you could like put in it, like a chopstick or a pencil, just to.
I'll look around the room for like a twig or like a
Can
piece
I-
of wood.
Can I help with my disguise kit?
Yeah, that would be great.
You're muted.
You're muted.
Seb.
Can't hear you. Oh boy, here we go again.
Try again. Do it again.
You know, it's been a while since this happened.
No.
The whole thing just drops out.
Testing.
No.
Nope.
Yeah.
Oh,
No,
no.
Say something.
Okay, I saw the green flash.
Yeah, now we're good.
Yeah. You're okay.
I clicked the mute on the microphone itself, and that was a mistake. I never should have done that.
Never,
Yes,
ever do that.
absolutely. Use your disguise kit. So that would be that would grant you advantage on your deception roll, I think. Is it its own tool? I don't think it's its own tool.
Yeah, it is.
Is it?
Disguise
Okay.
kit is a tool.
So then you're going to do I think, intelligence check. Intelligence or charisma. And then add your proficiency bonus to it.
Me or Cell.
Cell, because Cell's the one proficient with it.
While this is going on, Shaka's just kind of slowly like walking around and.
Like I want to look like a professional.
It would technically be a 19 because I have proficiency in it.
Do you have
Okay.
anything that could disguise your outfit, maybe? Because the breastplate is kind of
Oh,
not really
Right.
gonna look
Right,
agency, but like
I'll
kind of a
just
suit.
get rid of that. How about that?
Well, and if things go tits up, you might want to have the protection.
What do you mean tits up?
We're just gonna talk to them.
Go bad?
Oh, I've never heard
I
that
mean-
expression.
From what I understand of people who have tits, they're good when they're up, but going tits up is bad.
The common language, so strange. Maze. I think it actually comes from old goblinoid. It's titsopum, which is actually means something totally different, but phonetically it just got wrapped into the common language.
So you really haven't heard "sell a nice to an Eskimo," but you've this tits up thing. Whatever. Okay, so
I just don't
It
know
was-
what an
we're just
Eskimo
gonna
is.
listen. It's gonna be
really-
fine. I have full confidence that Cell's gonna protect me if anything happens. Right, Cell?
Oh, I'm going? Sure.
Aren't you going? I mean, you're the
I guess that makes
you're,
sense.
you're my
I'm also the
Pilot.
contact at Cantor, so
Well,
And
we
he would
were
recognize
supposed to.
you.
We're supposed to go in to talk to Cantor
right.
at the deli.
oh dance card's a little full today.
Yep. Okay.
Should I go by myself? I could probably.
I can
it,
do both,
I
right?
could handle it.
Well, I guess it just depends.
Or Amelia,
on
what
when
if you change yourself to look like Cell?
Or the version of me. With,
a 7.5 foot tall,
Yeah.
super yoked out half elf with a shirt that said "small" or something. Like, I can't quite remember, but
sounds alright. I mean, I wasn't.
I
I don't have to be
think
wearing
that's
the
pretty
same
spot
shirt.
like, The guy took the time to cut the sleeves off the shirt, but then went and had like a very expensive artisan in this day and age go and like actually like needlepoint in embroider in swole on his shirt.
Did we plan on doing the breakout tonight, or
No time like
have
the
to-
present.
Yeah, we should.
We just got to
Yeah,
get
we
these
should-
last little bits in place. I mean,
Yeah, we
we'll
should get
know
this going.
if we have all the pieces to our plan. Once we're
right?
done.
So do we really realistically have enough time to do both? Talk to the Cantor and the pirates. Okay.
I mean, if you guys split, obviously it's gonna be the most time efficient because that gives you guys time in the afternoon also to not worry about if one thing goes awry or it takes longer than expected. You can do both in the same day. I am sure that you guys thinking logically, probably better the recruiter in the morning and then the pirate in the evening, as they probably have very different timetables
Okay.
as to when they operate.
Shaka, you can come as my assistant.
I can probably make that work. Remember, stay confident, negotiate. Be a shark. Minus, the shredding things and eating it and the blood.
Right. Confident. Totally me.
Also,
I got
polymorph into a shark.
On land.
Start
Yeah, you're hired.
Well, let's I do have a little bit of business to take care of in the city. Remember I asked that artisan to make stuff, I think in 2 days, and I do want to go check that out, pick those up before we get going tonight. So while you guys are taking care of that, I'm gonna just run real quick to the place with my stuff, and you guys go do your thing.
Okay.
So then I will be going as both, right? To both, which I don't mind doing, but
Whatever you want to
Okay.
do.
cool.
And I'll
we'll
just
do it.
start climbing up. and
Okay.
Head to the.
Stealth check on your way out, please, Bane.
Eight.
Okay. Either will come back to haunt us.
Oh.
Just kicks the
Clang,
manhole.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
This is what confidence is, right?
When I-
Go from Emperor's New Groove.
I'm assuming since I was following her that I heard that noise when I get up. Do I see or hear anybody who might have noticed that?
Perception check.
$20, not natural.
You see what looks to be a half orc street urchin. So young kid, 8 or 9 maybe, hard to tell. He's got a bald head. See the little tusks just starting to poke out. He's just like sitting on a crate in the alleyway, and he's picking at a piece of what looks like bread. And he looks up when the manhole cover like slides across the surface of the cobblestone.
Cool.
You just
I'm
sit
the
there
big
bread.
dude,
Okay.
and I'm gonna walk over to him, kind of like whistling.
Runs the minute that you start walking towards it.
Loose ends.
I chase him. Fuck it.
Oh my
me a
god,
close
wait.
check.
I'm just kidding. Oh no.
Athletics.
You're chasing after. Well, okay, acrobatics to see if you can leap over some of the.
I'll do that. Oh, that's a natural 20, baby. For 29.
You leap, grab on like an overhanging like signpost, and kind of like gymnastics flip and land on him. He's like, oh, and hits the ground and slides a bit. You're now like right there on top of him, stopped him in his tracks.
Oh,
I'll holler
listen.
out, Ferritin! Just real.
And that you said my name.
Oh.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Okay. Roll the hit.
Am I at the top of the...
23.
basically, Payne, like you can see this happening like on the far end of the corner. 23 is going to hit. He's about 50 feet away from you. Close to like 30 feet away from you right now.
I'm just gonna race over to him with like coming out of my eyes, and my eyes are glowing, and just all the feelings are coming up, and I just push him as hard as I can.
Okay, yeah, shove into him.
What the hell?
Should I roll for damage?
Yeah, I mean, 11 points.
Plus sneak attack. Plus booming blade.
Oh, you didn't do that.
All right, this is making me very uncomfortable. You slam into him, and I mean, he's got like 4 hit points, so he's dead. You slam into him, you're like, don't say my name. Slam into his back. He just immediately and is out as Payne. You sprint up next to him.
I've got something nasty cooking in my magic hand. And I'm just furious. I don't know what to say, but I grab Cell and I say, why the hell do you feel like you have to kill everything in this?
I don't feel like I have to kill everything.
He didn't do anything to you.
He did. He saw us, and you said my name.
That's not the end of the... I didn't use your real name. I used the only other name that I know to call you, trying to make you not exposed, like you said I've done in the past. Okay, I did everything in my knowledge to help you stay hidden, and this is what happens? What the hell, man? What are your... Do you have any more?
I have survival instinct.
That's bullshit, man. That's a kid. You do not kill a kid. He wasn't going to do anything to you.
Shaka, meanwhile, is coming up slowly, angrily. Her quills are kind of standing on end, tail lashing. She just goes to the child and scoops him up. You could have found another way.
If this is how it's going to be with you, I'm out. And I'll just let him go and turn around and walk away.
Okay. Shaka, you
seems to be me. And I'm just gonna kind of pick him up as best I can. He's probably way too big for me to carry.
He's about the same size as you.
I help her.
I'm gonna try and take him.
I've got him.
I'll look up at Karis. We should give him a proper burial.
Yeah.
And I don't even look at Cell. I just ignore him and go with Karis.
Okay. You guys, you'll have to let me know where you're going, how you're getting there, because you are fairly conspicuous currently.
Well, since he is deceased, can I cast invisibility on myself and the child, or if Karis is carrying him, Karis and the child?
Yes, you can cast it on Karis. You're a bit too encumbered by the weight of it.
Okay, and will it extend to the body?
He's going to be holding it, so after a brief moment, like 6 seconds, the body also.
I will do that. Now, is there any place in the city that I know of where maybe street kids go to bury and honor their dead?
Give me a history check with advantage because of your background.
First roll's a dirty 20. That's a dirty 20.
Knowing that the It really depends on how well liked you are, because if you have enough connections in the city, somebody who is a bit more adult of the street gangs in the area will usually go outside of the city for burial. There are surrounding woods that aren't too far from the city that you guys can go to. There is also the City of the Dead, but you need to have a plot, and it's mostly mausoleums, and you're interred in like a concrete sort of above ground thing. So your best bet is to go outside the city.
And Shaka wouldn't consider the City of the Dead because it's not some place where she would consider that she would be buried.
It's more for like the rich of the city and the oldest families. They own plots there. It's very much like a jumbled sort of necropolis. Some people have taken their dead to Jotunforn. Some people have taken them and buried them on the beach.
Fuck that.
Yeah.
Shaka's had enough of Jotunforn.
Yeah.
Um,
You can actually, thinking more about it, there are parts of the slats in the furthest south end that you could potentially bury somebody, where some of the city has been retaken by the surrounding countryside along those tall cliffs.
I'm gonna...
Was he, sorry, just checking, was the kid, like, totally dead? Like, he had doubled the hit points?
He quintupled the hit points.
Okay. Got it.
Yeah.
Continue.
Kid, he was like 4 hit points in Sneak Attack, Booming Blade.
Oh, I see. He had 4 total hit points.
4 total hit points.
Oh.
Yeah.
I also, for the record, didn't... I misunderstood when you said street urchin. I might have misheard you when you said he was a kid. I wouldn't... Whatever.
What did you think I said?
I just heard street urchin, so I thought he was like at least a grown adult. Like I didn't know urchin necessitated kid, just because kid murder in D&D is kind of a different thing than witness murder. I mean, it's a little bit too late now, but just if we're removing out of character, I'd like to say personally that if I had been aware.
I did say that he looked around. He was 8 or 9.
Oh, I completely didn't hear you. I'm sorry.
Oh, I didn't hear that either. I just heard urchin and assumed child.
I heard young.
I heard young also.
I heard young too. Yeah, but I didn't know. I'm sorry.
Emerging
just
gameplay.
saying that out of character. In character, I'm saying nothing. I'm sorry. That's awkward.
So, with this little wrinkle here, what are you guys doing, Shaka? You and Karis are together currently. Karis, I think you just casted invisibility on him. You see Karis and the half-orc vanish.
Is Pain still
Pain, where
in
did you
eyesight?
go?
I just started to walk off, and then I'd like to kind of turn on my heel and spin around and come back at Zell and just say, no, you know what? It's people like you that make this place such a shithole. It's why the good people here are afraid all the time. You're the reason why. I thought we were trying to make this place better. You just make it worse.
I'll
How
walk
do you
over
live with yourself?
as she's saying this and kind of reach out and grab with my little tiny hand a couple of her fingers. We're gonna go bury him. Would you like to come with us?
Yes. I don't
For the
ever
record,
wanna
I don't
see your
take
face
any-
again.
That can be arranged. I'll tell you what. I don't take any joy in it. I don't know if you believe me, but I don't. I believe that I'm a product of the place that I was raised, of this city itself. And we are going to make it better one step at a time. But in the process, we can't have any hiccups, no loose ends.
You're going to have to change your stance on that if we're going to work together and make this place better.
That's awfully rich coming from the story of what you said happened last night.
He wasn't a kid.
He was a loose end.
There's a difference.
There
You
are
Difference. Quick.
other ways to deal with loose ends. Just sometimes death is the right call. In this case, it was not. And I'm just going to tug on Payne's fingers. I wasn't even looking at Sel when I said that. And I'm going to start heading back to Karis.
I'll follow.
Do you think we should go to the slats or outside the city?
I think the slats would probably be best for this guy. Just from what I saw.
Let's go there.
Okay. So, you guys make your way to the bottom part, the south end of the city, towards the slats. As the buildings crowd closer and closer together and lean on each other for support, the three of you stay close, walking alongside the invisible Karis. And Karis, you're keeping pace as best you can. The body itself not really giving you any trouble, as light as it is. You make it to the southern end of the city where a good deal of the buildings have been reclaimed by bits of vine. The stone structures collapsed in on themselves, not far from where you had met, or rather had your rendezvous with the Rat Prince the first time. Clumsy little idiot.
Giant cat attacks.
Right. Roll for initiative.
I look over. I hear buttons on my keyboard get pressed, and I assume he's just like.
If I stand perfectly still, he won't see me.
Works every time.
So you guys make it there, and luckily not far from where you are, there are the remains of what was possibly an abandoned construction project. There are a couple of pickaxes, a rusted shovel, a few things here that could aid you in your endeavor. So you guys spend the next hour or so keeping watch and digging.
Yeah.
I'll look around to see if there's any flowers, or I don't know if there are any, or if anything that looks nice.
There are various wildflowers in the area that have grown up through this weedy part of the city, and you spend some time picking them. They're not in the healthiest shape necessarily. There's a bit of black and brown at the edges of most of the petals, and this late in the season, most of them have already sort of lost a lot of their petals. But you pull up what you can, and in about 15 minutes or so, while Karis is digging, you pull together a bouquet of wildflowers.
Are there any... I assume there are rocks around. Are there any that look particularly... Are there any that are particularly nice to look at?
There are some squarish masonry here. You're basically... you are in inside the foundation wall of a building. If I were to kind of illustrate sort of what you guys are looking at, let's say you have a street here. Let's go ahead and go on the City of Marn map. You would have buildings here along the street. A lot of these buildings have been completely hollowed out by time, and a lot of them look kind of like this, where there's grass growing in the center of them. It's weedy, it grows up through. The wood that was there is kind of rotted away, and the roofs of which have completely fallen in or are gone completely. So you find one of those where there's like a retaining wall, and there's plenty of masonry around that's fallen in over time, squarish masonry that can be used. There are a handful of flagstone panels that may have been flooring or a mantle at some point that you could use.
I want to take probably the flagstones would look nicest.
Mm-hmm.
A smallish one, something that's not too big for me.
Okay. Heft it up. Put it in place.
And while Karis is digging, I'd like to just kind of chisel a little flower into it.
Okay.
With my tinker Tinker's tools.
Okay. With your skill level, it's easy enough. You chisel in a little flower, a little bit of filigree around the edges of it. All right. At this point, you've gone and you've laid the body to rest. You've begun to fill the hole. The flagstone is in place.
I take a candle from my bag and I put it on top of the flagstone and I light it with my Bic lighter.
Okay. The vigil set, the grave in place. It is about 10:30 in the morning, you would guess, from the chimes you heard a bit earlier from the old clock tower. With this hour and 15 or so stretch, Sel and Amelia, is there anything you guys are doing in the meantime, or should we wait for everybody to be back together again?
I just want to say before everything happened, Amelia was using a disguise kit to just look different, dye the hair, probably brunette by now. It's been a while since she's been home, so her hair is going back a little more natural, so it's a little more wavy. Take off some makeup, probably take off her long jacket so that, just to not look like herself.
Okay. So now a bit more, brunette, wavy hair. You pulled away the long jacket that hides a lot of the like the tight-fitting assassins type second story work uniform beneath. Payne, on your way back up, since it's on the way, if you'd like to stop at that artisan's place in the Leatherworks and pick up your figurines, you may.
I do.
So, if I remember correctly, you were doing 10 of them, and it was only a silver per, right?
Silver. I believe so. I'm checking my notes just to see if I can remember her name. Elaine was her name, I think. And I had paid her in advance, right?
Oh, great.
I think I had. Or at least for the materials.
Yeah. I think the material cost covered your I think she said that she was going to do it at cost, if I'm not mistaken, or something along those lines. Just like privilege of working. Like basically it's like apprentice work.
Right.
So you enter into a very small and musty place on the corner at the edge of the Leatherworks that is mostly looks like storage for metal and ore. This brick and mortar that they have is almost entirely ceremonial. Most of their work being done outside in the back where the forge is. And as you walk in, you see the familiar face of the heavyset man who you'd first seen, as he says, "Payne, right?"
Yeah, that's me.
"I'll call her in. Stay." Heads in the back. Rustles outside for a minute here. You hear some muffled voices, and then a very excited, scrawny half-elf runs in. She's, Hi! I have them right here. Hold on." Pulls them from beneath and starts placing the figurines up. And as you place them up, it's Chuck, Guardian, Kit, Leo, all these different figures, and slides them forward and just, "What do you think?"
I'll kind of crouch down to the level of the counter, kind of look at each of them, and tears kind of come up in my eyes again. And it's just a comfort to kind of see them, especially after this morning and what happened last night. And do they look really, really well done? Like exceptionally well done?
They look how you described them. So they're very much like attire based. There's no real features in the faces or anything. But there's definitely there's one that has a long coat and a rider's cap bearing a gun. There's one that looks like a tall warforged. There's one that looks like he's wearing a hood and he has a bow on his back. There's one that, so there's definitely there is resemblance to each one, but it's mostly based off of what they were wearing, unless
right. But they look like little Green Army men versions.
they look like minis.
Yeah.
Except this big as opposed to this big.
Yeah. Okay. I'll reach into my
Bunch of Hero Forge minis. What do you think?
Reach into
I
my
designed them myself.
coin purse and I'll pull out 100 silver and
Okay.
like not make it super obvious
Mhm.
to the owner, but just kind of like slide it across and then pull my
There's a
hand
sharp
out of it.
intake from Elaine. Is
Just go. These are really wonderful. I hope this helps you. I don't know. Maybe buy some more materials or tools to help you keep going. You don't ever stop doing this because you're really good at it.
okay. Oh, okay. I won't. I will. I won't.
Yeah.
Just grabs
I'll
the bag.
just start to like scoop. I finally met someone as awkward. I don't know what to do with it. I'll scoop everybody up.
Oh yeah. Oh here. Pulls out a small leather satchel. I'm not really a leather worker, but here, and slides it over, and it's just a flat pouch that can be used to basically carry them in, that you can sort of have on your side.
Perfect. Thank you.
Anything else you need? Just let me know.
We'll do. Well, I'll send work your way if I can.
Okay. Bye.
Have a good day.
You too.
Turn around and walk out. I'll put the tiny people kind of like in a little pocket on the inside of my coat near my heart.
Okay.
And
Okay.
walk out.
As Payne's leaving, Shaka will be like, I'll be with you in a second. Just gonna turn to the person who did the miniatures. Just gonna kind of like try and like climb up and like hold herself up on the counter with her little feet dangling.
Hold on. And comes around the side and scoots over a small folk, step
ladder.
Yeah.
Shaka looks down in it.
Pushes it into place. Like, no. It's I don't want you to have to struggle to stand. Here, what do you need?
Well, those little pieces that my friend got. I'd like to order something like that.
Okay.
And I'm going to describe what Karis and I looked like as T-Rexes.
Okay.
And I'm gonna order those.
Okay.
This T-Rex with like crazy horns
Yeah,
and
crazy.
dangly shit on it.
All right. So it's gonna be the cost of materials plus a little bit. So it's only gonna cost you a total of like 8 silver.
I'll
I
take out 5.
in a couple of days, I think.
That's fine. And following Payne's lead, like kind of surreptitiously, I'm gonna like pass her like 5 gold.
I can't take this. I can't.
Yes, you can. Yes, you
It's too
can.
much money.
You did great work. This is great work, and those obviously mean a lot to my friend. So
Listen, this is a Kickstarter campaign.
Yeah.
Right?
Like, yeah. Immediately, yeah. It's like when you do a Kickstarter and it ends up like being way more than the
Yeah.
like $60 Kickstarter just broke $3,000. So
and maybe this can help you fund this as a little additional bit of work on the side.
I don't even know where to start. What to even call it?
Well, if you ever want to workshop it, I know people.
Okay. Wide-eyed, hair cropped close,
This is
a
the
little
best
bit of top
morning
knot.
ever for her.
I'll be back in a couple of days. And Shaka just kind of scampers down and goes outside to meet Payne and Karis.
Okay. Back onto the street again.
Go ahead.
Are you still invisible, Karis? Or no? I think you've dropped
No,
invisibility.
after an hour,
Yeah,
an hour, I would be visible again.
So the three of you now are out on the street, heading north, I assume, unless Karis, you had something else you wanted to do at this point in the city.
No.
Okay.
I was just going to turn to Payne, be like, "Are you okay? It's seems like you've had a rough couple of days."
I mean, are you okay? Are you okay with what just happened?
No. Not at all. But it's so he has a way of operating, and it's not up to us to break him of his ways. It's something that has to come from inside, right? He has to want to change. All we can do is set an example of what good folk do, what good people are, and hopefully he'll come around. Last night I saw some of the necessity of what he was what he talks about. And I don't think he's wrong, but I think he does wrong things. As if I don't know that makes sense, but that's he's I don't think he's bad. He seems to want to be a good person. So
How can you say that? I haven't seen him do anything good since I've met him. In fact, I've seen him kill a lot of probably innocent people. And I just don't understand how a person can justify.
well, but he's also killed a lot of bad people. I think maybe there's just a bloodlust. I don't know how to explain it.
I don't know that I would say bloodlust. I don't know his background. I don't know how he was raised, what his life was like. I know what it was like growing up on the streets, and it's very much kill or be killed in a lot of cases. And that's a very hard thing to break when it's all you've known to protect yourself. I was lucky. I lucked out of it. I happened into a circumstance where I didn't have to live like that anymore, and I was given a lot more privilege than I had, and I learned how to do things differently. That isn't to say I did things the way Cell did, but I did see it a lot, and I understood it as a way of self-defense. Now, I don't know what drove him in this instance, but in the others, while I don't agree with it necessarily, in some cases, I do understand where it comes from. And especially in his line of work, it's even more prevalent, more ingrained. Accepted. It is definitely what you are taught.
Yeah. I mean, I think if it's something that he's learned over time, it's going to take a little while. I don't think this would be the last time that he would do something we don't think is very nice. But if we're going to accomplish this thing that we kind of have to do, we're going to have to accept some of those actions and maybe, hopefully, change him for the better, or help. No, not us changing him. Like I said, maybe help him to want to change and maybe.
I don't think he's ever been offered a different path or been shown that there are other choices that you can make. And I don't think that makes him bad, like Karis said. But it does make some of the things he's done questionable at the very best. I think we can be a good influence on him and help him see other ways if that is what he wants.
And what if it isn't what he wants? And also,
then
it still doesn't make it okay.
no, absolutely not.
No.
And how many innocent people, children, are gonna die because they got in his way? He's a part of the problem in the city.
Well,
And I don't think he's in it to make it better. I think he's in it for...
well, Pain, I, since we met, as a group, I've made sure to not leave him alone as best I can. I mean, this was just obviously a slip up, and had I been a little faster up that ladder, but the hooves and ladders, they don't. Yeah. Anyway, then I get my point. Is we just need to stick close to him, I think.
Babysit him? Babysit him.
No, yeah, okay, yeah.
Honestly,
I mean,
my biggest concern is that he'll turn on any one of us at any time. Because from everything that I've seen, he has no problem flipping that switch and turning off what it is to be a human, to tie up loose ends. And what if someday he just decides one of us is loose end, and that's the end of us?
Oh, believe me, I have considered that myself. That's why we came to you that night when we got attacked. I think...
I don't know. I
think it is certainly a possibility, but we also should not assume the very worst.
Yeah,
Just be prepared for it.
I think if we can make him our friend, we're better off. And the only way to do that is to be around him, to spend time together, and to learn to communicate in a positive way with him. I love making friends. I consider you my friend. I know Shaka's my friend. Amelia, I don't know yet. She's a little stodgy, but we'll get through it. Friends are always better than enemies, and I think we can convince him that we're all friends, and friends don't, one, allow each other to run rampant in horrible ways, and two, they don't allow people to do things that hurt themselves. So maybe we can get through to him on a positive level.
Maybe. I'd like to think so, but I don't know. I guess my line is just a little further up when it comes to what's right and wrong. And it's really hard for me to process things like what happened, especially because I know people who are from the streets. I made it my goal to protect them when they can't protect themselves, and if that means I have to protect them from people themselves, just know that I'm going to do that. I can say, I guess. Do me a favor and watch my back. What's yours?
Of course.
It's about at this point, you guys have made it back to the safe house part of town. Where would you guys like to go from here? Have the five of you reconvene. What's the next step?
Well, I'm not going to go anywhere with...
Okay.
So, I'll just...
Before they get back, can I pull Amelia aside just while they were out?
Yeah, of course. Go ahead.
You are a part of the Lumiere, right?
Correct.
So you've had like a nice life. You've had cushy things. You've had good things, right? Good roof over your head.
Yes, but not always.
I was gonna ask, does it get easier?
In a way, yes, but in my particular circumstance, not really. Imagine having all of those things, but also still having to look over your shoulder every single day. It doesn't
Yeah.
go away.
Figured. Thanks. I don't know.
I understand why you did what you did. But there could have been another way. I'm not good at a lot of things, but I'm very good at what I do. That doesn't mean I like it.
I get that. Yeah.
Some things need to be done. Need to move on.
Yeah.
Both Amelia and Cell, around this time, you hear the footsteps of some folks returning. Payne, I'll allow you to decide whether or not you want to be part of that crew that returns to the safe house area for you guys to plan your next move.
Yeah, I mean, I come back with them.
Okay. So, with you guys now intervening, or excuse me, you're having this rendezvous here. Do we want to continue to the docks first, or do we want to continue? I'm sorry. Do we want to continue to Cantor, or do we want to go to the to Celeborn? Or do you guys want to do something else completely different? It's up to you.
We could check out that warehouse.
Well, I was gonna say, since it's 2:00, maybe that would be a good place. Since we're gonna end around 2:15.
Okay.
I have until
Before we-
2:45. I don't know if we want to go a little bit later. I'm feeling in the groove personally, but
Okay.
I just didn't want us to get like into the middle of something and then have to cut it in 15 minutes.
A month. Yeah. I understand. I think we can push a little further. Let's get to the next little leg here, and then I think we'll cut it for now. Because then we'll be back next week. We'll be back in the Baazdos frontier. So, yeah, we'll go a little further here, and we can cut it where you guys want to cut it. And we'll have to do any crazy cliffhanger shit if you don't want to. So yeah, I'll leave it to you guys. I'll be quiet. You guys do your thing.
we go into the docks.
Yes. Was it just you and I?
I thought so, but plans change.
I'll go with them to the docks.
Okay, so Karis, Cell, and Amelia are going to go to the docks to speak to Celeborn or Cantor, because they're both kind of in that general area, although Celeborn is way further to the south where the third-party ships and merchants often park.
Well, you said that they're likely on different time frames, so wouldn't it? You said
They
it
are. They
Okay.
are.
Go
You're
to
right.
Cantor
But I'm
first.
just saying, yeah, so you guys go to Cantor first. Okay,
Yeah.
perfect. You do notice as you get into this part of town that you see a lot of gleaming plate metal. You see a lot of red and blue sashes. You see a lot of swords in scabbards. You see a lot of pistols on hips. The security here has doubled. You see guards moving up and down the docks. You see twice the amount of ships actively patrolling the bay. And you notice that there is a general air of anxiety and watchfulness. The dock workers in this area still move about unimpeded, but there are far less looky-loos and sightseers in this part of the area. It's mostly dock workers dressed in simple clothing, fishermen, a handful of merchants. Outside of that, you guys are, well, you guys would be sticking out the most, but I assume you guys are disguised in some way.
I'm still dressed as the big guy.
Okay.
I've used the disguise kit already.
Okay. So, you guys are now on the, clearly in the harbor, if the sound is to be judged.
I'm running into technical difficulties, so I'm not
Okay.
even in the game right now, unfortunately.
Okay.
So
That's
there's
all right.
no background music. I
No
apologize.
background music? That's fine. It gives me time to
Streamers
fix it.
or chat that we don't have anything going. But such is the technical difficulties of running this stuff. That being said, Karis is not in disguise because he wants to make sure that he goes in as himself so that nothing drops when he gets in there as a sun shifter.
Gotcha. Okay, so that's going to be Cell, Amelia, and Karis. Amelia, you're using a disguise kit, and Cell, you are the big guy. So you head to what looks like a small, mostly stone building, although it appears to be replaced with wood about 3/4 of the way to the top, and then has a wooden slatted roof that leans towards the harbor. There is the symbol of the sun shifters outside, which is basically a dome, like a half sun, with what looks like waving, almost serpent-like rays coming out of the sun. And as you approach, you see it's kind of painted on the side of the building itself. Fairly straight, but still kind of like perhaps temporary. And as you enter in, you're immediately hit with the smell of sweat and incense. There is a bearded man behind a small desk. He's wearing almost full plate, but it looks like he's pulled the gauntlets off and set them on the table next to him. He's got a bald head, some tattoos on his face, and he's looking down with something, and he's writing something out. And he looks up and he says, "Hi, yes. What can I help you with?"
I'm gonna push Karis forward.
Oh, hello. We're here to perhaps apply to be guards or sun shifters. Wow, what a morning.
Good, perfect. We need everybody we can get right now. He just immediately goes back and starts writing out. Give me your names.
Ulrich.
Ulrich.
I'm Karen.
Karen.
Yes.
And yours?
Marla.
Marla. All right. Here's what we're going to do. Typically, we have a much longer process. We take you to the Rose Ward. We make sure you stay there for a couple of months before we take you anywhere else. But right now, we are short-staffed, and we need everybody we can get on the island currently. So, you are going to get your gear. You are going to ship out tonight to the island.
Oh, okay.
You will be under supervision, of course, by a commander, but for the most part, you will be on watch duty. Can you last full 24 hours without sleep?
Yes.
Sure. Yeah.
You have any?
What is day pay?
It's going to be 1 silver per day.
Fine.
Sure. Is there hazard pay? I mean, it's.
Nudge Karis, like, that's fine.
Oh, that's okay. I mean, that's great.
As far as I know, you're untrained. You'll be given some equipment, not the best, some. And we'll upgrade you if you do well. But for the most part right now, we just need an extra set or two of eyes. And, well, you all seem to have working eyes. You look a little closer. Any other problems I should be aware of? Red tear, sacrament, anything like that?
Clean.
No. Absolutely not.
All right.
I do like a good cup of ale, though. There'll be ale,
We
right?
will take these.
Nudge him
to the
again.
top. These are your identification. He hands you one to each of you. What it is actually a slip of paper that is stamped with the Sunshifter symbol with a signature beneath it that looks to be Cantor's signature. He says, "You lose this, I'm not helping you get off that island."
Oh, so it's very important to have these then.
You keep that with you at all times. You come back, I will mark your time. I will pay you accordingly. 1 gold per 24, or 1 silver per 24 hours.
What you said? No.
And if anything strange happens on that island, you report immediately to someone above your rank.
Okay, so
Quick heads up, everyone is above your rank.
Yeah. So anyone then?
Anyone wearing the shining armor. All right? Does that work for you? Because it works for me.
Okay, yeah.
Deal.
Perfect.
Works
yeah.
fine.
Good. Boat leaves at 8 p.m. Don't miss it. Or obviously you're fine.
We haven't gotten paid yet.
Exactly.
No.
You'll get paid on your return.
I nudge him.
All right, I'm leaving.
Good day. Goes back to writing.
As we
Get shuffled out the door.
see you tonight, bud.
As we leave, I'm gonna lean into Karis, like obviously quietly, and when there's not a lot of people around, and say, "Do you think we should make more of those slips?"
Oh, of course.
Good thing.
With your guys' passive insight, you can tell Cantor was overwhelmed, obviously very skeeved, and you can see just the atmosphere on the docks is one of kind of anxiety.
Were there a lot of people coming in and out of the his office, or was it just kind of us? And
So far from what you saw, it was just you guys at that moment, but you do see a lot of people moving about the docks, and you do see a lot of Sunshifter armor.
You got to wonder, with all this extra security, who else is in the prison?
well, it's probably because, not naming names, but somebody did alert them last night.
We use it to our advantage. I mean, noise is noise is noise. It depends on what you do with it. It's more relevant.
It's true.
You guys see, by the way, there is a smaller ship that's been pulled in to this area here, and the occupant, or rather the captain and his crew, are currently being shaken down. You see a couple of Sunshifters. In fact, you see a familiar Sunshifter. You see Madeline Ironwood, who's pulling bodily a scrawny-looking captain off of the... He looks like he might be...
His name Eric?
No, Eric is not scrawny. Eric is not scrawny.
I don't know what he's been up to.
Yeah, he did get a Bowflex. So you see, she's like dragging a captain off a ship as Sunshifters are just ransacking this very small like trade clipper. Like, you know, it's got single sail, might crew about 12 people. And they're just like not smashing the crates necessarily, but definitely smashing them open, like, and then pulling them up and looking. And it's clearly being ransacked.
Should we go check that out?
Should we talk to her real quick?
Can't hurt, I guess. Ironwood is not the pirate, right? That's a different.
Ironwood is not the pirate. Amelia Ironwood is a dwarven Sunshifter.
She was a recruiter at the bar.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Blondish white hair, long French braid over her shoulder. She has a nasty-looking battle axe on her back, and she's wearing full plate. So everything but the helm. Actually, in this case, she will be wearing the helm. So it's kind of like a half helm. You can see it's got like a visor over the front, and you can see her braid kind of hanging out the side. You recognize her from both the full plate and the axe. And you can hear her voice kind of like ringing hollowly, metallically across the deck as she's shouting orders to somebody.
Madeline, I'll yell as we're kind of walking up the gangplank.
You see the slit visor turn towards you, and then go back to what she was doing, and then kind of dust off the hands and begin to walk over. I see you made it.
Yeah.
Just signed.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good.
Well, I show her the piece of paper.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's it.
So yeah. So we're officially guards now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you are.
It's pretty fun.
Mm-hmm.
What are you looking for?
What are you up to?
Make a persuasion check. So, with advantage because Karis is helping you.
19 and 19.
Looks around for a minute. Pulls the helmet off. You see sweat plastered to her brow. Her hair is all damp. She pulls the helmet off and is like, "Someone hit Ironclaw last night. We don't know who they were. We don't know how many there were, but one of the Baron's med's dead. So we pulled all of the Sunshifters from the whole part of the city into here, and now we're trying to figure out who the hell got in and how the hell they got out."
Huh.
They look like it could have been a
so
whole.
there was no clues or anything?
They looked organized, whoever they were. A quick hit, maybe to sense.
So you think they must have been real professionals?
From what we could see, high-level magic. They knew where the boundary was. They scoped out our defenses. Well, so here we are. We're making sure to take a look around and stay staffed.
Yeah.
Which means that you all should be getting
We're
your
gonna
plate
help.
on.
Yeah. Oh, we
Get
get
your armor.
plate?
You will have. Yes.
He didn't. What's his name? Cantor. He didn't say anything about plate. He just said, "Go here, talk to so and so, and talk to anybody if anything goes wrong." He didn't. He was a little. He seemed
Sort of relaxed. Sort of relax a little bit.
discombobulated. Yeah, discombobulated.
As you're talking about Cantor, you're just kind of like starting to relax a little bit. She's like, "That does sound like Cantor. Look, you'll get your armor tonight, and make sure you wear it at all times because it is part of the uniform. As anybody's concerned, it's going to take a little bit to get used to, but it is going to keep you protected from people who would want to see you. Your inside's on, you're outside."
Yeah.
Madeline,
Oh, yeah.
one favor if you can.
Sure.
We are tired from life at the circus, but we still wish to be near the action. If you could, station us near.
You're fairly low-ranking, friend. Give me a charisma check.
Persuasion or charisma?
Yeah, persuasion.
19.
You've obviously got the bulk for it. This one, maybe you stand in front of this one. As for you, I'd be surprised if you can even put the armor on and stand in it.
That was
Yeah,
the
let's
high
get
wire
it.
act.
Right.
She's quick.
Balance. Great balance.
Well, maybe you can bury the other two. Because looks like you might have the strength for it. See you all tonight on the boat.
Wow.
He turns around and goes back to work.
I'm very confused by her demeanor. She seems like she likes us, but then I don't know. Maybe you're too monosyllabic for her.
That's all. I'm just gonna kind of chortle and walk.
So the three of you now making your way back up through the to the north, or rather, are you guys gonna? You guys can head straight south if you want to speak to Celeborn, depending on what you guys want to do. But
Yeah,
I
I
also
don't
want to
wanna do
give Shaka and Payne a chance to tie up some loose ends in a different manner.
Too soon.
Yeah.
I wandered into it and I couldn't get out. It was a blind alley.
We started
No
talking
way
a
out.
little bit slower as this.
Yeah.
Tie up some things that might need to be tied up.
Nuts.
Tie some knots in things.
Nah.
So, Payne, we have to return that paperwork to that lady, right?
Huh?
Who's got
Dragon.
the tiny penis?
Was she on a bike?
As Payne does a wheelie, like, on her,
Just an airship overhead, like, patrolling the ocean.
Those prison documents?
Oh yeah, to Agnes, right? Are we done with them?
Karis copied them,
Yeah.
so we've got our
Glad
stuff.
you remembered that. I completely left my. Yeah, maybe we can head over and give them back.
Yeah, I
to
think
her.
we promised to give them back in 24 hours, so I think it's probably good we take care of that before we all die at the prison.
Agreed. Let's go take care of that.
So you guys head towards Brewer's Row, where towards the Mud Ward, rather, where there is a very humble looking shack that is what was it called? Bottomless Tankard. Bottomless Tankard, but Tankard spell with an E.
He is backwards.
Yep. So you guys get in, and there's a very familiar clientele in here. Looks about to be all the same folk that Payne you saw last time, and likely having worn grooves in the table where her arms have been for many a year, is Agnes Pearl.
I thought it was Agnes Opal.
Is it Agnes Opal?
It was Agnes Opal.
Is Agnes Opal?
Some kind of round gem.
Some kind of round gem.
Agnes Round Gem.
Agnes round gem. Clearly, I am a steel trap of brain DM, and I always remember all of my details down to the
Agnes,
very
her stone of your choice.
Her full name is Agnes Opal Pearl, but you know,
I actually really want that. Agnes Opal Pearl. Yeah.
she doesn't like the redundancy of her last names.
I'm gonna play like a 300-year-old dwarven fighter, bare knuckle brawler named Agnes Opal Pearl. With like one of those granny poofs of gray hair, and it's just like has like lines like fissures in her face.
She looks like Sophia from the Golden Girls.
My father thought it was funny to name me Agnes, and I've been fighting every day.
Boy named Sue.
The boy
named Agnes.
Agnes, it's me. Do you remember me from yesterday?
Oh, I remember.
This is my friend.
Hi. Not much to say, this Agnes.
Uh,
Looks around.
wait, I'll just slide into a chair in front of her.
A couple of chairs around this table. It's a round table, sort of towards the back of the establishment. Every corner in this place is a shadowy, dirty corner. So,
Listen, I just wanted to say thank you again for your help. And we wanted to return what you let us borrow. And I'll kind of sleight of hand pull out the piece of paper and kind of like slide it across the table.
give me a sleight of hand check.
Can Shaka assist with this in any way to kind of block line of
pass
sight?
it under? Yeah, sure. I think if
right.
you want to try to block line of sight, yeah.
Or pass it under, just
Yeah.
17.
it's like passing notes in class.
As you pass it under, you slide it directly under the ale tankard that she's drinking from, and she very deftly sort of slides her hand forward and grabs it, and then begins to lift and kind of just curls her hand around it and takes a drink. She gives you like a knowing look, and then begins to put it down. And she's like impressed with the little bit of subterfuge. She says, "Ah, pickpockets, drinkers, quite the crew."
Eavesdroppers.
We like to have fun.
I'll tell you what. Any of you ever need a little more information, swing by old Agnes. I'll see what maybe I can dig up for you. It's been a long time since I've been in the middle of something, but maybe I could still be help on the outside.
Is there anything or anyone that you would like to pass a message to on the inside?
Didn't have too many friends on the inside.
There's-
None that still breathe air, at least.
All right. Just wanted to give you a chance.
Appreciate it.
We'll definitely be back by. You need anything else? Till then, take care of yourself.
You too.
Get up and head out.
And if you want to have another competition, let me know.
A couple miles away, Karis is like,
What?
what was that?
All right.
I'll just kind of turn and give a nod on our way out.
Okay.
Now that would be something to see.
So now, with the two of you making your way south and the rest of the crew heading towards Celeborn, perhaps this is a good spot for us to pick up next time, as you guys can start with this conversation with Celeborn and see if maybe you can get a little bit of hired muscle on for this little heist. So,
Sounds good.
with all of that said, and now with you guys having allies, passes, I mean, you're as ready as you're ever going to be.
It's been a couple months.
Seriously.
So, I guess I finally have to make the map for the prison. No, I'm kidding.
That map that I made like last year.
You know what we never asked is are there visiting hours at Iron Claw Prison?
You just throw it like a nail file on a cake?
You could have just asked him, you know?
Yeah, you could just go in and see him and just like dimension door it out. Holy shit. Okay, that was kind of a crazy session. So we are going to close out here, and we will be back next weekend with back in the Baazdos Frontier, which I think you guys all know is like our Weird West kind of steampunk fantasy western. So we'll be back with all those crazy characters. Until then, you can always catch Autumn during the week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 7 p.m. PST. We will be around as well, potentially during the week. We will let you guys know on the Discord. But you guys can follow us at all of our links. We're on the Baazdos Frontier on our Discord. And of course, D&D and Designers is our handles below, I think. I don't know. I never learned to read. But until then, everybody, have an amazing week. Thank you so much for stopping by, and see you next time.
Bye, friends.